always wondered, did I make the wrong choice? I've been sad for so long. Take me back to Kumo City. Disconnect me from this world. Please, find me. I've always wondered, did I make the wrong choice? I've been sad for so long. Take me back to Kumo City. Disconnect me from this world. Please, find me. Find
This evil citadel called Dumaran, where the followers of Lolth, this dangerous terroristic group called the Children of Malice, is still hiding out and plotting the downfall of the Kryn dynasty. All those who have turned away from the vile goddess Lolth. On our way there, we met some interesting individuals. I mean, we met Ruka, who is a powerful sort of shamanistic warrior lady of these Dolarav, one of the two tribes, and we met a orcish warrior called Gron, who is one of the many children of the previous war chief, the war chief that was defeated by one Iraqi Flamehand, who now leads these Koshtask and has in the last few years pushed them to their limits, able to predict their movements and intercept any of their plans. We made our way through and learned that these Koshtasks and this Iraqi especially is being aided by none other than an individual that Morgana is familiar with. Morgana, of course, explained to us that these people are hags and have divination-esque abilities that help these orcs. Now, for what reason, we're not yet sure why this coven of hags is working with these ones. Previous session, we had a bit of information we learned that apparently some masked madman came to these hags to beg for a solution to his madness, but instead they tried to manipulate and steal his power, and he sort of lashed out, injuring some of them. You guys figured out this is indeed the same guy that has been attacking you guys randomly on a few occasions, that strange Shadow Fae individual. We fought and killed this crone, this hag, but not before Alcina dug around her brain for a little bit, learning a powerful rites to a ritual to dispel the power given to this Iraqi Flameman, this leader of the Koshtask, and break his pact with the Maiden, one of the three powerful hags of this coven, which we discovered might be apparently... Oh, sorry, hold on 1 second. Roll 20s. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello? Uh,
Do we hear you?
hold on.
Hello.
You guys are a little robot-y for me. Give me 1 second, I think.
If your internet dies, I'm flying to Croatia to kill your modem.
Abba, am I back?
Hello?
Hello,
You
hello?
were there the
Okay.
whole time.
All right, I can hear you. I can hear you. You guys were super robot-y for me. I thought I was
Oh.
dying.
You didn't hear Justice Threat, so.
Yes, sorry. Back. We're back. We're back. Yes, no, we discovered that this. You heard me the whole time, right? So, yes, we discovered that this Araki has a pact with someone who, in this world at least, is known as the Bloody Siren, Vesh. Creature, individual person that we've heard a little bit about before from a barbarian friend of ours that has left us some time ago. We then barely escaped an orcish horde that was approaching, and after Ayla's successful distraction and a brief run-in with Titan, the Chimera King of Jorhas, who sort of destroyed a bunch of these orcs, allowing Ayla to escape. The party reunited all together at the Dolarav camp. We spoke of the future plans we might have. Ruka, this sort of shaman lady we met in battle and saved her, sort of helped her retreat with her allies, suggested you come with her to meet the Sky Spear, a title for the leader of the Dolarav. The party started talking about their old friend, Zoria, and at one point showed a sort of magical illusion of her appearance to these Dolarav, to which they looked surprised, and then over to Ruka, who, stunned, asked the party, how is it that you know of her late wife? So, as we come back, the slow gathering mist begins to spread through the swamp lands here. The pounding droplets of rain continue to sort of push down against us here as we see all manner of life. The birds of all kinds retreat as all kinds of croaks of frogs and small lizard creatures, crocodiles and such, begin to emerge. We see flocks of ducks that have sort of landed comfortably nearby in these ponds, and then we sort of begin to retreat to the camp here as we see this heavy rain, the dark skies above, and the confused faces of these Dolarav archers and warriors, as Ruka here looks to you all, stunned, and once again repeats, how do you all know my wife?
Zori, we met her in Asarius. Well, me and Alondra did, and then we met everyone else.
How many years ago was this?
Like a couple of, a month ago?
Yes, like, time flies when you're having fun. But
She's
we,
here, and she's here somewhere in this jungle.
She looks shocked, says that's impossible. She died.
do you know about this, like, murder orgy she was a part of or something like that?
No,
What?
okay. Well, first off, how long has it been since you've seen Zoria?
It's been some years now. We lost her long ago. I lost her. She fought. She was one of our most powerful warriors, defender to the end. She was stubborn and strong and beautiful. And she died. What you're saying, this makes no sense. Did she?
She is still kind of dead, right? She never eats or sleeps.
What?
Oh, that's right. She was like gold and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes. So something happened. She kind of doesn't remember who she is or her life. I think that's why she's here, trying to. She's
She
going
doesn't-
where she doesn't remember anything. She's trying to find who she is.
But I could have sworn that she mentioned a different wife.
No, that wife doesn't. I mean,
She
technically,
looks.
that's not
This
her
is
real wife because
this is
this
a
is her real
giant.
wife.
I was gonna say this is a giant Amazon lady that looks tough and strong and badass at all times. And that when you say that, there is a fraction of a moment where she looks heartbroken,
Okay, I
and then
just
kind of
want
looks at
to.
you.
She's gonna say, I just want to. She doesn't remember her life, so you know, eh, she talks about this lady named Vish. Do you know who that is?
You see a look of confusion on her face. She looks to the others around the tribe here. They all sort of shake their heads. No, I do not know of this.
Well, Vish has
This,
lots of
this.
like spouses, and they kind of go out into the world and try to kill each other to be like the ultimate spouse. So I don't.
It's like a some kind of minor god or something like that. It's very
Yes.
strange.
Why would she do that? She
I
was.
don't think she had the choice. If she was dead, and also this person kind of likes to play tricks because I think it's the same person that's one of the hags. So it could be that she played a trick on her. She might not know. Was she.
Hags? What You just came back. What happened at the hut of that person thing? How have you discovered? You said that you had an idea how these orcs were able to predict us at all times, and your friend said they think they know who that is. Um, what has happened? What happened there?
Well, we kind of killed her, but not really killed her, right?
I
You
forgot.
killed
It's been a
this
few
Vesh.
weeks.
You found her and you killed her.
No, no, no.
Oh
This
no.
hag, that was a diviner that was giving the advantage to your enemy. We found her, and
I'm so sorry. I'm still so distracted by the idea of Zoria.
She's
But-
here. We just have to get her here so she
Are
can
you
remember.
certain? We've not seen any. There's been no mentions. Our scouts have been pushed back deeper into our lands, but still, I fear
last we
we've not
heard,
even noticed her.
last we
or
heard from
anything
her,
over.
she was coming this way to take part of this conflict or look for someone.
I think she's looking for another person with that red thing on their neck. It's kind of how they like pull toward each other to cause conflict. Like they have this, they see the other person wearing the necklace, and then, oh, you're another spouse. It's time to die, kind of thing.
To that, Alcina, you who did the detect thoughts before and such, you did discover that Araki Flamehand, this like orc leader, is given power by the very same entity. That you I think Alcina at this point, being a very intelligent individual, realizes like, okay, so whoever the friend of the group here was, they might have gone after this orc guy if they're supposed to look for each other and murder each other.
Uh, well, yeah, I think I might understand where she has gone. If
You
she's
do? Where?
Big giant orc, Rocky, Flame Hand, Flame Fist, whatever his name is.
The leader of the Kosh task.
Yeah, he is beholden to that same entity that apparently is controlling your late wife.
Wow, so
But-
he doesn't even follow Grumsh. Wow, that's even crazier.
Does not? That is forbidden to them, their culture, their whole ideals. And oh, spirits above, she went after him, you're saying?
Well, I mean, if what they're saying is true, that whatever she's under like draws her towards people of the same nature, then yes, what I learned, he is that sort of person. So likely, yeah, she went after him.
But there's so many. The orcs, they would have. But she didn't
Hello.
die the first time. There's.
I mean, if
I-
she's the Walking Dead, I don't understand really what they would do to her.
How did that. Walking Dead? What? I saw. And she's just sort of like lost in thought. Like, this is just so much information. This is just so much information. She's trying to like piece the jigsaw together, and it just keeps falling apart. And yeah.
Well,
There's a little bit of like she's a little hurt. You see, there's a little bit of like the idea of her being like with someone else and such is a little hurt to hear, but trying to like figure it out.
I just want to say she's trying to find her family and lots of things. When we met her, she doesn't remember much about anything of anything about her life. So
She
don't
doesn't she doesn't remember anything about me
doesn't
either.
remember her. She doesn't remember her parents. She kind of gets bits and pieces here and there, and she just kind of goes in the direction where she gets the pieces from. You understand? To try to get more information. So coming
I
here would
see.
be good. She'll see you, and you can tell her, and then maybe she'll get more pieces back.
I I'm thankful to you all for telling me this. First, you've helped me save the rest of my brothers and sisters here, and then you bring this news to me now. I don't know what to do with this information now, especially where we are, but I know I should report it to the Sky Spear. I mentioned before, you all should come with me. You've done so much already. You have taken away the advantage that the Koshtask have had against us. And while this war is nowhere near this battle, this eternal conflict of ours is never ending, there now might be a opportunity, a chance.
Well, Grom's here, and I'm sure he's not very happy that this fake person who's pretending to like groom has actually a different type of patron. Maybe we can come to an agreement when he becomes the new leader.
He sort of looks back. Gron looks back to Ruka, says, I am not the enemy of your people. I've sworn away the false exile that was given to me, as you can see from the flesh that was flayed off my back. He sort of points at this. Like it's grown over, but there's a lot of like scabs and fucking injured skin on his back still, where you flayed his back. Ruka sort of looks like, oh, gross, for a moment, and sort of like, okay, I suppose that's fine. I'll make sure to have Skyspear and everyone else at the Dollarave understand that this one is not an enemy. Gron sort of looks back to you guys and says, if given a chance, I will happily challenge Araki. Although, if what warrior Ayla here said, how he threw a spell at you with such fierce power, I am strong, but I don't know if I'm strong enough to defeat him in a single fight.
No, but Alcina says she knows a spell to be able to remove that power, right?
Um, I know something.
Hmm.
I saw what happened to him, and I kind of have enough of an understanding of the arcane that I should be able to do it in reverse and break the pact that binds them. I just need to get within range to be close enough.
Very well. I will protect you with my life to give you such an opportunity. The Dollarab kind of look at each other. Ruka says, very well. Rest for tonight. You've gone through a lot, and you've lived through it all. Rest, sleep, we will keep watch. First thing in the morning, we head out. We will travel for 2 days' time before we reach our sacred village. The home we currently have. You see, the Dollarab are nomadic. We move often. But every few years we find a location to stay in for a longer time that we call home. We call it the Roost.
It sounds nice. Is it really high up?
In a way. And she will gesture to you guys like it's not much, but here you go. Here's some destroyed homes and houses here that are kind of covered in rain at this point and have water leaking in. But they're like, yeah, there you go. You can take a rest in there. Still have your tents on the turtle, though, if you feel like it.
Yeah, Odo will stay on Swamp Shell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll have Red on Swamp Shell, and she'll probably stay in her tent.
Later that evening, a few hours go by as you guys are sort of resting, having your food. As you guys are sort of sitting together and just sort of like, talking, wasting time until you're ready to sleep. Ray, Captain Illiver Ray, approaches you guys and kind of looks around and says, I must admit, that went considerably better than I imagined. Your gambit here of helping these folk has certainly paid off. And we have a powerful Koshtask warrior with us now. I must admit, I was wrong. You are all very, very clever tacticians. And what I thought might be easier done through brute strength is, well, obviously, foolish thought now.
Thank
Can't
you.
discount diplomacy.
I suppose, yes. But I am still concerned how this is all going to end. These Dolarav seem to be, well, pushed to the brink. And even though we have destroyed this advantage that the orcs had over them, I don't think they'll be happy once they find out. I'm afraid dangerous things are in our path.
I think they want to rebuild their home, and I think they're willing to take the risk.
Well, yes, but hope alone, while a virtue, cannot win wars.
I think Ayla's a little taken back by that because she believes in the Luxon, and they're all about hope and belief.
Yeah, go ahead and make me Ayla, give me an insight roll. Which you have advantage on because you are that kind of elf. Whoo! I don't suppose you go habba boo and like guidance yourself in front of her, right? I don't imagine you do the guidance.
No.
Right. 23. You get a little glimpse here that that maybe Illiveray here, or Ray, is a little more pragmatic than most of these sort of Luxon worshipping individuals. Yes, Luxon is a being of hope, of faith, of belief, of rejuvenation, of second chances. Illiveray here, you don't think, while she does, present herself absolutely as part of a den, as part of these people who truly worship this entity, this Luxon, you don't know that she believes it as much as she says it. Not necessarily that she's not a believer, that she's duplicitous or anything like that, but I think with your insight, you get a sense that maybe at some point in her life, maybe her faith was shaken, right? Maybe she didn't get the answers or the results she wanted, even through all that belief and faith.
She'll think about that. She's not gonna say anything in front of people because she doesn't want to
Sure.
embarrass her or anything like that. She's gonna remember that.
Gotcha. Yeah, she looks to you all and says, well, we should rest. We should rest and prepare for tomorrow. It's a long journey to the swamp, and I'm realizing now that we should have prepared some sort of ointments or creams against mosquitoes and bugs. I have bite marks all over me, yeah?
Just stay in my hut. It's fine.
Right,
Yeah.
I suppose.
At the moment she says that, Alcina's gonna reach into this bag that she carries strapped to her thigh. She pulls it out. She holds up this little jar. She's like, "I got something for that."
Her eyes light up a little bit, raise an eyebrow. You do, huh?
Yeah.
What is a tomb raider? A spelunker? Dungeoneer? I'm not sure what to call your profession.
Antiquities acquisition specialist.
Ah, I see. And she gives you this sort of a nod of I see what you did there. Why would a antiquities Why would someone like
acquisition
you?
specialist.
Right. So why would you need that for your profession? Huh?
Because my profession has me in places like this a lot, and despite appearances, I do like to take care of my skin and not get diseases or bites or infections.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Form of foresight. I see. Very well. If you'd allow me to use it, I've been in a minor sense of agony ever since we came to these lands.
Yeah, here. She from where she's like kicked back like on like a pack of things, like she like holds it up.
Yeah, absolutely. You give her some sort of like an ointment or a cream, and yeah, she applies it and returns it to you. Says, has a bit of an unique odor. What is this?
It's a not a repellent. It's a put it on the bites when you get them, and what it does is it alleviates the itching, so you don't scratch yourself open, and it'll make the swelling go down. I would offer you something to keep them away, but where we are going, you probably don't want to smell like flowers.
Right. Well, anything's
Once-
better than
Once it's all
swamp
done, I will
plague.
give you a repellent.
All right. Very well. Thank you. I appreciate it. And she gives you this very pointed, like, nod, slight bow of the head. She kind of looks sideways over to Alondra, kind of gives her a look, gives everyone a slow nod of the head, and like, thank you, thank you all. And she adjourns to, like, her quarters, her tent.
I'm gonna try to like. I don't know if there's anything I can do to get red from not getting that mosquitoes. Last time you said lesser restoration was fine
Mm-hmm. For what?
to get rid of whatever those mosquitoes things.
Oh,
they give
he's
you.
fine. He's fine. He has scales. They just can't bite through that. Most things can't bite through like tough scales.
Okay.
He's just chilling. Teddy's having some trouble here, but yeah,
Oh, what?
he loves it.
Teddy?
He's just
My moorbounder? Don't you?
yeah. He's
Oh, Teddy. Oh,
Teddy. Yes.
Wow,
Teddy
how
the
could you forget?
Moorrunner.
I'm sorry.
He's just rolling. He loves it here. This is totally his terrain, his favorite terrain. He's rolling in the water, rolling in the swamp, having a good time.
There was multiple sessions where Teddy just wasn't even on the map and Teddy was just forgotten about.
Well, here's the thing. Teddy's not a magical creature. He can die, so generally I'm not going to put him on the map unless you want him there. But keep in mind, if he's on the map, he could possibly die. Yeah,
Right. Well, I imagine he's just kind of chilling with Swamp Show.
yeah, he's just relaxing. Swamp Shell every once in a while has his head out, just sort of enjoying the rain. Okay. The evening will go by. The night will go by. You guys did a very good job escaping. However, the moorlands are crawling with orcs. And when they learned that one of their greatest weapons, this old hag, was slain, they're not too happy.
Well, they thought Loth did it. We left the Loth symbol there.
True, but still, they're looking for any sort of suspicious things to find throughout the swamp. Throughout the night, you guys do get a long rest, first of all. You get a long rest, you refresh all of your things, everything. Yeah, however, I'm going to roll a d20. I'm going to let you guys call it, odds or evens. If you get it, none of these orcish people get too close to you and then subsequently get on your trail as you are traveling. And you have to, like, fend them off, fight them off, and stuff like that. If you don't get the odds or evens, whichever one you call, that means we are going to have a problematic journey where we might have to escape from these orcs again. Because of Ayla's distraction last time, I'm going to give you guys advantage. Basically, I'm going to roll twice, and you guys are going to, well, have better odds of getting what you want here. So, that said, one of you guys go ahead and call it. Odds or evens. If you win, we're good. The travel will go by mostly safely. Yeah?
Evens.
Evens. Okay, first roll, 13. That's odds. Here's the second. Evens. We're good. We wake up the following morning. There is a heavy mist that has gathered. The rain has mostly stopped, but now there's this heavy mist in the area. You all begin your journey through the swamp, and while worried at first, you realize you've delved deeper into the Dolarav lands. There is rarely any troublesome situation. Sometimes there's sort of difficulties passing through some certain areas, but you're traveling with a group of about 15, 20 of these like Dolarav warriors and archers and Ruka here. The journey is about 2 days and very peaceful, in fact, as you pass on and see mighty and strange sights as you move further inland this way. You see unique locations, dilapidated old temples overgrown by vast vines and shrubbery. You see animal graveyards of these strange, massive, like buffalo-style, these like bovine creatures, these gigantic, bony sort of skeletal remains that have all sort of gathered in one location. Some animals, when they feel their time has come, they sometimes have a location. Kind of like elephants in our world, right? They gather at these locations and see these massive carcasses of these animals with all kinds of vultures and crocodiles and giant lizards that have gathered nearby. You sort of continue your way on through. You see vast lakes and ponds filled with all kinds of flora and fauna. Yes, there are swarms upon swarms of insects that you have to fend off at times, but the journey is peaceful. You begin to approach now this area where you see the forest is very much so alive with the calls of exotic birds and howls of distant monkeys and buzzing of insects. As you kind of look on up, you see a plateau that begins to rise in the swamplands here. Tall trees, multiple hundreds of feet tall, an entire forest patch of them. This isolated village hums with a life of its own. You see the residents now that converse quietly as they continue to work, shoveling, hammering, and shepherding, clucking axe beaks, and bleating goats. These sort of tall, long-legged goats that sort of leap and bound from pond to land. You see people, mostly sort of like humans, elves, half-elves, a few dwarves here and there, but mostly like human-centric society here in Jorhas. A lot of the society is dressed in simple leathers, these sort of furs, they wield weapons on their backs, they have swords and axes, all kinds of hammers and bows. Some of them use minor druidic magics to cause the trees nearby to sort of meld into shapes they wish, to bloom with bountiful fruits. And as you guys sort of approach and begin to move on through here, they all begin to kind of turn and look in your direction with a bit of confusion here. Ruka approaches them, explains some of the situation here, and while some of them look very sort of aggroed and angered by the presence of an orc here in the roost, they let it go. Ruka informs you guys that we'll be heading to the highest point of this plateau, where we will meet with the Sky Spear. A person that apparently goes by no name, just the Sky Spear. You look as now in this settlement, which, by the way, very kind of like Amazon/Viking vibes, if you can imagine that. They sort of, a lot of people gathered. You guys mount off, sort of like get off Swamp Shell, who rests nearby in a river, and you all begin to make your way further in. You see a vast building up ahead, a long house of sorts, and as you kind of approach, Ruka gestures, follow after me. She leads you guys to this house where you see now two tall human women, muscle-bound, strong-looking ladies. One has a glaive on her back, one has like two hand axes on each hip here, as you guys all begin to sort of approach. Before you sort of get off Swamp Shell and approach this building, Captain Ray casts a little spell, disguise self. She now looks like just a human, half-elven, kind of like a lady. You all step forward. Ruka opens the door as all of you kind of look on ahead and see a meeting hall of sorts. Multiple individuals stand on a raised platform and play all kinds of instruments. Music is played here. As you see, the place resembles almost more so like a large tavern rather than like some sort of official government-esque building. Amongst the people here, you see warriors, powerful barbarians and fighters. You see shamans of druidic powers and such, and everyone there pauses and turns their attention to you all. As everyone sort of enters, you see one woman amongst everyone here pauses and looks to you all. You see a older-ish woman in her maybe like 60s or something, hard to tell because she's wearing all kinds of adornments across her armor. You see motifs of like feathers and vines and all kinds of like lightning marks across her and such, as she stands up, a sense of poise and power about her, as everyone else immediately looks to see what her reaction is going to be. You see a helmet on her head, made of some sort of draconic skull. She turns to you all. She turns to Ruka, as Ruka says, Sky Spear, I've returned, with great news too. The source of power that the Koshtask had over us, their ability to see through our plans, is no longer. All thanks to these people. They have not only saved my life, mine and that of our brothers and sisters, but have also destroyed the strength of our enemy, bringing safety to our people once more. The room sort of erupts into cheers immediately. You see glasses raised and such, as the Sky Spear raises a staff. You see a strange staff made of wood, the tip of it wrapped in multiple like strings of rope of all kinds, holding together what look to be these like draconic like teeth or bones or something. It's like this dragon bone staff she has. Her eyes inspect you all quickly as she bows her head, welcoming you in, saying to you all, which, by the way, let me put you guys on this map. This is what this village looks like. It's just a big old village, just a map for this big old village that you guys are in, but it's a pretty big location with few other interesting spots that you might be able to visit while you're here. You guys are all the way over here right now, and currently in front of you there is the Sky Spear. You guys see this woman settlement. I'm not going to put million tokens on the map here, but this is a full like settlement with multiple hundreds of people living here. And you see the Sky Spear woman. She looks like this. You're meeting this lady, yeah? She looks to you all, and with a very calm voice, she gestures for you to approach, saying, "Welcome. Welcome, friends of the Dolarav. I am Sky Spear, the voice of our people, the sword that strikes our enemies, and the shield that protects us from our foes. And you all are my honored guests. Sit, feast, drink. Tell us your story, and tell us how we may repay the favor you've given us." More cheers go off, glasses are raised to you guys, and music begins to play as she welcomes you guys to approach and sit at this table with her and tell her of everything. Ruka will go and like speak to some other people off to the side and such, but yeah, there's like a lot of people in here. In this room alone, there's like 30, 40 people. You guys approach, she looks to you all, nods, smiles. She says, "Thank you. Thank you for helping Ruka return alive. Tell me, what can the Sky Spear do for you?"
You know what? I'm gonna do a power play here. I'm gonna gesture to the disguised Illivaray. Our friend here had a request.
You point over to her. She looks a little surprised. She looks at you like, "What are you doing?" Yeah?
Oh, I mean,
Alondra will like give her a wink and kind of motion towards her. So.
only right that, after all this effort, you ask directly for what it is you need.
Yes, certainly. Great Sky Spear, honored leader of the Dolarav. I am Ray. I am with these people here, and I am... And she sort of looks to you guys of like, should I be saying the real thing, or should I like try to lie my way through this?
I was gonna nod, but like truth.
Yeah, give her like a thumbs up.
Alondra's-
You're doing great.
Alondra's just gonna nod.
She looks very like uncertain about this plan, but I am, and she waves her hand, and her disguise spell disappears. You see immediately raised eyebrows and like looks of dislike as her symbol of the Luxon emblazoned on her tabard and chest is shown. The Sky Spear tilts her head, squints, and she says, "I am Illivaray, Ray to my friends, of House and Den Olios. I am one of the peoples of the Kryn dynasty, and these people here have allowed me a chance to speak with you and ask on behalf of my people that you allow us passage through your lands undisturbed, for we are after an ancient enemy of ours, the vile people of Dumaran, the children of Malice, of whom I'm certain you've heard and crossed blades with yourself. I apologize for my deception." The Sky Spear looks to her people first to see their reaction. They all, some of them have sort of like, crossed arms, sort of like, okay, let's hear them out. Some of them sort of like, rubbing their chin like, I don't know about this. Before she turns to Ray and the rest of you guys and says, a token of respect to show yourself and your true motives in a place like this, that I can respect myself. But what you ask is no small favor. Your people, people of the dynasty, and my people, people of the moorlands, have long been at odds. We've rarely battled, yet still, due to our views on the world, the spirits and gods, we've never seen eye to eye. I understand your motives seem righteous, perhaps, to bring glory and greatness to your people. What you ask of mine is to turn our back to the problem and enemy we have at home. While perhaps we would be willing, after everything you've done for us, to allow such a thing, to allow such an alliance, perhaps. I'm afraid that as long as the Koshtask roam the motherland, such alliance has no merit or advantages. Yet it might serve as a distraction to us, which the orcs might just exploit.
Well, we can't ask for a favor without giving a favor. We already have plans to look into and take care of the Kosh task problem. We have some designs of our own.
And also, just to put out, the things that are in that cavern are
She
not
claps her
only...
hands and casts Hero's Feast in front of you guys. You see
Oh.
a fucking Viking Valhalla, like a feast. Giant fucking roast boar in front of you, salads of all kinds, fruits, veggies, tall, gigantic gourds of wine. You see like entire like pitchers of like ale and drinks and such as she casts the spell for you guys.
The thing that's in that cavern is not only dangerous to her people, it's dangerous to everyone.
She nods. You speak truth, and wisely so. The spider folk, those who worship the dark spider herself, have often assaulted us, stolen many of our young, attempted to cloud our minds, and even forced us into battles that we never wished to be a part of. The unfortunate revelation is we are pinned. Orcs to our west, and the spiders to our east.
And we are possibly working on a possible peace because the Kloshtaks were being misled by someone. He's
They
pretending
are.
to be he's pretending to be a believer of Grumsh, but he's not. He's a fraud, and he banished this man who has been aiding us, and he has no qualms with your people. He wants to make some kind of peace. So that's what we're working toward.
She looks past you guys and sees Gron there, who's awkwardly standing at the door, by the way, still. He doesn't want to approach. He doesn't feel like maybe he should. She looks to him and, kind of listening to your story here, says, Araki is not Grumsh sworn, is what you're saying, yeah? That is... an apostate to his own people, yet still he wields their crown.
They don't know that. He's been tricking them.
You there, she points to Gron. She says, I've seen your face before on a battlefield, but much older and withered. I've battled your father many times, but I've also allied with him often too, against the roaming hordes of minotaurs and cyclops to the south, against the horrible marrow from the north rivers. Our people have allied many times before in times of duress, but never after. Your father was slain? Gron sort of nods, says,
He was a warrior. He was slain by Araki. Now I know it. Now I know it was not a duel of blood and honor, but trickery and falsehood. I will destroy him and avenge my father, or I will die trying.
you see the Sky Spear sort of listen to this and nod. She looks to all of you. This is all very unique, but very good, I think. Although, I'm curious of your plan. Do you intend to simply march into the Koshtask lands and declare this to be your truth? It is unlikely that the orcs will care. It is unlikely that they will trust you.
I mean, we can also do what we said we were going to do. We're going to challenge him, and then we can choose a champion.
Yes, there's that like pit of a,
They consider that a great honor.
The
I think we have a
Blood
champion.
Ring,
Yes, that's the thing.
you have a champion. She sort of smiles and kind of nods and says, brave or foolishly insane? You're one of those. I'm yet to determine which.
Well, we're
Why
going
not
to
a
make
little
it
bit of both, you know?
Yeah, we're going to make it a fair fight. We're going to remove all that ability he has.
I see.
If he's,
Well, I will tell you this. For bringing my very hand to me, Ruka, one of my wisest, bravest, steel of heart and mind warriors, I owe you the Dollarab, the Sky Spear, the Motherland. We owe you. If it is that you wish for your people to pass on through, she looks to Ray, we shall allow it, but not before we know that we won't have a axe in our backs from the Koshtask. If you're able to have them negotiate this peace with you, or have them distracted enough with whichever means you have, we are more than willing to let you pass through our lands. Ray looks around, says, that is most gracious. And perhaps in the future we can... And she's like reaching for her like holy symbol to start talking about like the Luxon, right? You see her like, and maybe in the future we can talk about... Do you guys like let her keep talking? Or do you like...
she will, because she has... I have message now.
Okay.
She's gonna subtle spell. She'll use a... So she doesn't want to like... Make it, she's gonna subtle spell Ray. This is not the time for that.
Yeah, she goes, and perhaps in the future, and then she gets the message. We could become closer allies if situation allows it. This guy's sort of raises an eyebrow at that odd sentence and says, perhaps. For tonight, eat, drink, be our guests. Tonight, your Dollarab. She raises a glass, which really is like a giant drinking horn, right? And she fucking downs this gigantic thing. Go, boom, slams it down. The moment it touches the table, it refills itself. This hero's feast that she created for you guys, every drink you drink tonight will automatically refill itself.
No wonder Zoria eats a lot, and this is what she's used to here.
Zoria?
Oh, I'm
You
gonna
know
be
that
drunk
name?
tonight.
Soria, I've known someone of that name. One of our bravest warriors, most blessed in combat, yet stubborn as a mule.
Yes, she is.
She is. Well, she was. I regret to inform you that we have. And then she looks over to Ruka, and Ruka like gives her a look, and Skyspear looks kind of confused. And Ruka says, I've discovered something. We will explain everything later, Skyspear. And she sort of looks amongst you guys and gives a slow nod. Very well. Enjoy your drink. Enjoy your feast. And she raises a glass to you all. Everyone in the hall here raises their glass and slams their drinks down. Incredible. For this next, whatever next mission you guys have, next adventure, basically, we go on for our next few days, can I have each of you guys roll me a d6?
What?
Okay. Okay. For the next, what is basically like a month, or until they are spent, you guys have a total of additional 13 temporary hit points you wake up with every morning. Yeah? You have these temporary hit points until they are spent. After they are spent, they do not come back.
Nice.
Can I give that to Red too? If I give him some of that
You
food.
can bring him something. Yeah, you can bring something outside for him and such. And yeah, he can have 13 as well. Including your guys' familiars as well.
Sweet.
Barnabas has dodeca quintuple hit points.
Yay!
Yes,
He's gonna
yes, he will
survive.
die, hopefully.
God damn. All right. Awesome. You guys have this feast the whole night. Later in the evening, as you guys are drinking, the Sky Spirit does come to you guys and say, I've given some thought to your plans, and I must say, while you are obviously strong, it might not be best advised to move along this path. The Koshtask have no incentive to trust you, and even if you challenge Araki on his beliefs, on his place of power, I believe, and she sort of looks over to Gran and says, I believe it is his right to say no. He has no reason to allow you to challenge him. He might just command his warriors to slaughter you where you stand. The way I see it, if you were to listen to my counsel, you have two options. You can go there right away, challenge him, and, well, use whatever tactics or skills you have, hoping that he accepts this. Although you all being non-orcish, it might be difficult. The option 2, perhaps. She looks over to Gran and says, are the rumors and tales, the fables we've heard of the Hunger Crypt true? Gran, the big orc, sort of looks a little kind of surprised and says,
You know of it,
she nods. She looks to you all and says, here in the moorlands, we've observed for many generations the Koshtask people, the people of your ally here, of Grans, they honor a place with great reverie. An ancient crypt, a dungeon, where the leaders of Koshtask go to prove their strength. They know it as the Hunger Crypt. It is called that. And Shadow looks to Gran. He looks back to you guys, says,
It is called Hunger Crypt, because it devours all but the strongest that go there.
Sounds fun.
Many orcs have gone there and faced fear itself in those halls, never returning, devoured by the dangers inside. All orcs now do this challenge, the Call of the Crypt. Only few ever return. Those that do receive highest honors. Only those that return from the Hunger Crypt are allowed and must be honored, respecting their ability to call for a challenge to the leader of the Koshtask. My father has gone through this. Araki has gone through this. Not all who go through this challenge necessarily challenge the leader of the Koshtask for claiming the title. Only a few have done so in the past. Instead, they become warriors unlike any other. We could perhaps... D. Skyspear says, you could perhaps overcome the challenge of the Hunger Crypt, claim what it is that the Koshtask folk claim from there, and bring it as a proof of your worthiness to challenge Araki. Then he will have no choice but to accept. Otherwise, like I said, you can march there and demand a challenge. But, and then Gran says, he could, being without honor that he is, say no.
So
she nods, giving you, saying, this is my counsel to you and the knowledge I am happy to share. Do with that knowledge what you wish.
I think it's a good idea.
I like the idea too. We can make him have to face us. I mean, spoil his name.
We don't want him to be able to say no. We want to have the upper hand, so
Let's take the wise counsel then.
Be aware, though. Your friend here will tell you, she looks to Gran, place is known as this Hunger Crypt for a reason. And Gran nods. He says,
I've lost 12 sisters and 4 brothers to it, never to be seen again. The things
So
that
it was
roam-
easy.
Sort of looks
Alondra.
at you, says,
I don't think so, because I think they fucking died in there.
She's being sarcastic.
No, that's quite all right. I too will now go with you. Then, if this is what you wish to do, it is
And you've
possible
done it,
that we
right?
could. No, I've not.
Oh,
I've never seen reason to challenge my father's rule, so I never needed. I never had anything to prove. Perhaps now I do.
Yeah, the honor of your family.
Indeed. Or death in trying.
We're not gonna think like that. We're gonna be positive. We're gonna totally go in there and we're gonna
yes, you
we're
know.
gonna
You
kill
think
it.
I'll see the decaying carcasses of my family in there if we
Oh,
go?
you know, there'd be bones there. We don't know if it's your family. It could be other people too.
Perhaps their
M-
spirits will be angry and want to fight me. That will be
Maybe
the battle.
maybe they're all just living down there, happy, and I don't know.
You know, maybe
You
they'll
think they have a
be.
house down there?
Maybe
Maybe.
they'll give you a boon for being
This
down there. You
is-
never know.
Wow. This
he looks to
conversation.
you, Alcina, says,
You are a warrior who destroys creatures that live in places like these. Have you ever found a house in one of those?
No, it doesn't work that way.
Oh. Okay. Well, I will follow your lead. I'm happy to prove myself there, but your allies, I've heard talk about your skill within places the world has forgotten. I will follow your lead.
Kind of nods. Fair enough.
Ray, looks to you, Alcina, says, "That was a risky move you did, but I suppose it worked out."
Of course it did, because if there's one thing people like this understand, it's speaking honestly and from the heart.
You see, that
Speaking
like
truth
hits a
is the
chord.
best.
That, like, yeah, that like hits a chord with her, right? Says, right. She takes a
Exactly.
long sip of her drink and
And
says,
the truth is subjective.
No,
What?
Oh,
no,
no,
Right.
it's
it's not.
I suppose, I'm not certain. Well, in either case, I'm just going to mention here that this place is called Hunger Crypt, and he lost 20 people of his family to it.
Yeah, but
Uh,
they weren't
Maybe
as
it's not hungry
Yeah.
anymore?
but want to point
Well-
out, no offense to Grom, but you know, there are other things besides brute force to probably have to defeat. Maybe puzzles?
Right.
Maybe other things?
Right. No, all I'm saying is, I suppose there is a possibility of us just, you know,
Dying?
Dying there?
approaching this. No, not that. I was saying, there is an option B of just going to these Koshtask and, you know, using subterfuge or some sort of trickery, or forcing him perhaps in some other improvised ways to battle us instead of, you know, going through this crypt to get the right to do that. So I'm just saying, you know, maybe that could work as well.
Well, I mean, if he is being empowered by hags that use lots of trickery to do their things, I don't think that's probably the best bet. We have to
I just
show
wanted
what
to
he
mention
is,
it, you know.
an honorless person. And if he decides to not battle us when we have this very important item, his people will turn on him.
I suppose, but I don't mean to be presumptive
Presumptuous?
here. Yes, but they are the Koshtask are followers of Groom. She'll have to excuse my religious scripture knowledge, but what does the god of war and rampage know about honor?
Everything?
I
Eh.
thought that was the god of the storm.
I
so
mean,
that
Yes,
was
that's
as
war.
we're
more
on here, it
towards
seems to be a pretty
his-
honorable system before.
Yes, it was.
Gron sort of nods slowly, says, "My people were made by the great one-eyed god. He gives us strength. His blood gives us fury. We have, but perhaps war should be a thing of past. Orcs are strong, bred for war and battle, yet these days, I've seen it, we more so seek it, that find ourselves called into it. I think that there should be war and battle, a way to prove oneself, to destroy your enemies and those who would fight you. Yet, I grow tired of cleaning blood from my axe. Ray sort of looks around, says, "Right, but none of that is honor. That's just
What-
his belief of how murdering should be done."
If not war, what will your people do?
He sort of thinks on it. Says, well, world is always in war. If not here, then elsewhere. People
May-
need warriors. Strength is always needed to either break the
Mercenaries?
backs of those who fight you or protect those who are too weak to fight. My people would happily fight on others' behalf. I think as long as there is fight to give, my people, we would be more than happy. We just love to fight, okay? We love to fight like a lot.
Maybe a competition who could be the best fighter.
We have that. It's called the Blood Arena.
The pit.
I mean,
Yes.
but like, maybe like an annual one.
Like a whole year without fighting?
No, like a whole year, and the best of the best go to the place, and then whoever's the best gets
Like a
you know.
tournament arc?
Yes.
Oh my god, that sounds fucking rad.
Right?
Thinks about it for a moment. Ray says, I think we're getting off topic here. Anyway, right. I just wanted to say, like, I don't know Orcish tradition, but I've heard of betrayer gods, and one of them being Grumsh the Ruiner. The guy who, well, his divine portfolio is getting angry and then hitting the closest thing. Yeah? I mean,
But it's not exactly a god of subterfuge and backstabbing.
right, that's true.
I mean, surviving something like that hunger pit, that's pretty important.
You see Gron sort of think and say, if he's lied about his devotion to his own people, perhaps he even lied about the hunger pit, crypt. I don't know. No matter. We will weather its challenge, and we will challenge him, showing him for weak fool that he is. All right. I suppose we rest, and tomorrow we find our worth. You hear Ruka say, like, it's actually a few days away. He's like, all right, in a few days we find our worth.
Okay.
I'm going to go to sleep now. He, goes onto the turtle to sleep. You guys are just sort of left by yourself and Ray. Ray sort of sighs, says, all right, well, I'm more than happy to go with you guys. Once again, I don't think I'm as powerful as you guys are, but I have some tricks, some useful skills I hope might be helpful. I'm not exactly like Alondra's way of fighting, but a bit of a spellblade myself. I cannot enchant my power into my attacks, but I'm a decent swordsman, and I got a little bit of a trick with magic as well.
I mean, we're not going to ask you to come if you do not want to.
She looks amongst you all, and there's a bit of a sigh, a reluctant sort of sigh, and says, you've all done plenty more than me than I already expected of you. You've made me eat my words thrice now. I think I owe you at least this. That's the praise, the
This-
only one you're going to get from me.
This
I-
place is not going to be fun. It's meant for those who want to be there, to be proven worthy, to do what needs to be done. It's not for people who are going to be reluctant, just to go to fulfill a favor.
Right. Well, you'll have to worry not about my determination then. She gives you like a quick, confident nod.
Good to hear.
Very well. You
Are
guys
you gonna-
spend the evening.
Are you
Oh, yeah.
gonna be Are you gonna be okay here by yourself?
No, I meant I'm ready. I meant I'm ready to
Oh,
go with you guys.
You are gonna come.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Because I owe you.
You don't have to come because you owe us.
No, I think I want to come because I don't know. Maybe I have something to prove to someone else as well.
Oh, yourself or someone else in particular?
That'll be me for tonight. Good night, everyone.
Good
She stands
night.
up and
night,
goes to
Captain
walk
Wheels.
away. She gives a nod and quickly marches out of the room. Okay. All right,
Well,
all right.
good for her.
You guys. Mhm. You guys spend the night here in the Dolarav village in the Roost. Following morning, you're woken up by chanting. You step out and to look and see that almost everyone in the village is sort of like performing a kind of like a sermon of sorts. It doesn't feel religious, more it feels so druidic. You see people as if speaking in strange languages. Does anyone here perhaps speak the language of the elements, primordial?
Nah, I missed that one on
Mm, okay.
class.
No element speakers. Very well. Um, they speak out in this strange elemental tongue. They speak to the elements, and you watch as wind begins to sort of whip around. Some of their shamans begin to sort of lift off the ground, and an outline of this like semi-translucent bird spirits begin to sort of envelop them for a moment as they sort of feel the presence of these spirits of the land. Some of the warriors nearby, you see this sort of outline of like a spirit of a tiger beast. Some of them have like the spirit of a bear. Some of them have a spirit of like a badger or what looks to be like a steed, like a horse of some sort. As these like animal spirits seem to be deeply rooted within the sort of druidic beliefs of the Dolarav. As they sort of perform this sort of morning ritual. Eventually, later on in the day, after breakfast is had, they meet with you guys, point you in a direction, basically saying, hey, go this way, and we think it should be somewhere in this area. And then Gron says, I know the rest of the way. Let us go. As you guys all gather and begin your travel. All of you
Leaving
begin.
behind the feast.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Remember, everyone, 13 hit points. 13 extra hit points as you guys head on out. You make your way through the swamp, and after about a day or so, around noonish, like 2 p.m.-ish, you guys make it to this sort of deathly-looking part of the swamp. You look about and see that trees are twisted. You see there's a strange wind that blows, a little too cold and dry. You feel this itchiness underneath your skin, like something vile lives here, like something corrupted hides within this patch of trees. Up ahead, you see a massive burial mound, this sort of hill that has been sort of man-made. Massive sort of amount of ground and dirt that has been piled on top, and you see no trees grow from it. Up ahead, you see a gate made of stone that has been torn down. In front of it, two statues of what look to be angelic beings, these angelic sort of humanoids. However, their wings are torn and cracked and broken, and their eyes have been filled with strange red energy. Looking at it as you approach already, Alcina, the type of magic, that red energy magic, for whatever reason, seemed to remind you a little bit of when you were looking through that hag's memories and seeing that those hags gave power to Araki. The one that gave him power had a very similar trace of magic as these now sort of desecrated angelic statues.
I'll be honest, I have a bad feeling about this.
And these statues?
Yeah, and she kind of walks up to it, and um, the energy that's like there,
Mhm.
I'm gonna reach out to it and just like slightly like invoke my own and see if there is like a response. Like, do the two try and like interact or intertwine with each other? Like,
Yeah, go ahead and give me an Arcana roll.
let's see.
Very nice. Straight up, immediately, Alcina, you can tell that these are two different traces of magic here. Yours feels like not necessarily magic, but the ability you've had all your life. This one most definitely feels like some sort of like pact warlock type magic.
Okay.
As you all stand there, as you're looking at the entrance to this crypt, there you guys are. Are you able to see around? You all should be able to see.
Yep.
Okay. You see these stairs that lead down. As Alcina, you're basically like over here, one of these statues, like interacting with it at the moment.
Yeah.
You all hear this this croaking screech sound, and then this thud, like a heavy impact of a foot. You'll look down these stairs, which ascend about 40 feet, and you watch, passing through without noticing you, is a creature. You see, slowly emerging into your sight, is a deformed humanoid figure. Sunken, pale eyes, grayish skin, limbs a little too long, fingers a little too long, nails like short swords.
Well,
This creature with webbed hands and feet moves across there, lumbering slowly, looking around, its nostrils flaring as it looks for something. As it this mournful sort of sounds as it disappears.
Oh, that's unsettling.
You see Gron, who's this giant big orc barbarian, sort of like back up for a moment and look a little sort of frightened in a moment, and then sort of like grit his teeth to sort of like get himself to brave up. Ray says, "What the fuck was that?"
Something not very good.
Go ahead, and those of you who are proficient in Arcana or Religion, give me either of those rolls. Ooh, 25's on Alcina. God damn. Okay. Ayla there
I
with
have to open up
a
my character sheet.
23. Gotcha. I don't suppose
Also
Odo is proficient,
this.
so I think this is you guys. 26. Okay, incredible rolls. All of you guys above 20 here. You recognize the creature that has just went by as something known as a Sorrow Sworn. Creatures manifested from feelings themselves. Alondra, you, having a unique connection to this, would recognize this to be the creatures of a realm opposite to yours. These creatures are formed in a realm known as Shadowfell. They are monsters made of certain horrible feelings. They are creatures that represent anxiety, fear, hunger, and fury. The one that you just saw, the mouth, wide, massive, and open at all times. You think this is a creature called the Sorrow Sworn, and the type is, of course, hungry. It looks something like that. Impossibly skinny and thin, forever hungry. They call them life eaters, they call them corpse eaters. They will eat and devour anything that moves and has a life force or is rotting.
I think I'm
it's
starting
never
to
enough.
understand these the hunger place. These guys are literally always hungry for life, for anything.
As a quick
Well,
reference, one of these guys, extremely powerful.
that makes sense. It seems she just kind of gestures to the red eyes again. That hag that gave Rocky his power has been here.
Really interesting. So,
Ray sort of looks as, should we be expecting any traps?
Well, I mean, it is crypt, so likely old places tend to. Whether they are a trap placed there by someone or just old architecture under undue stress.
or busted into a room full of those things.
Well then, no point in waiting. Antiquities Acquirement Specialist, do you mind going first?
I
Not at
can
all.
I can go first if you like.
No,
Gron also steps up like, I could as well.
Oh.
it's fine. It's my job.
Oh, she's gonna give her protection from good and evil.
Awesome, that's a 10-minute spell. That's just straight up on you for a while. Alcina, because this is totally your jam, go ahead and roll me a perception or investigation, your choice, with advantage. As you begin to look on through, and we'll say this will be for the overall experience, for like everything the whole time, looking out for traps or any such things.
I'm also going to use Magnify Senses.
Magnify senses, do tell. What is the strange power you have?
You can emit a light burst of psionic energy around you. You magnify your senses and perceptive ability. As a bonus action, you can expend a psionic energy die to gain one of the following effects, which lasts for a number of rounds. Equal to your intelligence modifier. You can give yourself like blind sight with a range of 15 feet. You may roll the die and add the ability to any perception check when trying to perceive
Oh, nice.
something
So
within 30 feet
D8
of you.
to your roll.
Yep.
Awesome. We'll add this to this as well. So yeah, go ahead and roll a perception or investigation with advantage and add a D8. It's still a D8, right? I believe it's still a D8.
Yes. They
Okay.
are at the moment still at the 8. Yep.
Okay. Ooh,
I'm
okay.
gonna use our I'm gonna use my
Inspiration? I was gonna say,
inspiration.
isn't your investigation better? But I might be wrong. Yeah.
Investigation is better, but you said roll perception?
I
Unless
said
you
perception or investigation.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'll do investigation.
Sure thing. Oh
7,
my
and
fucking.
we'll tack on an extra 2.
Okay, all right. Jesus. 29. You will know if there is a trap or a hidden monster in the room the moment you peek into this chamber, whatever room we go into.
Okay.
Lead the way. Nothing down the stairs. You move your way down. Alcina immediately looking around. That thing is gone. You see a corridor that leads to the left and right. This room seems mostly empty. Cobwebs gather in the corners, and pieces of fallen ceiling rubble are strewn across the floor. The floor panels are all cracked and broken and obviously covered in dust, although you can spot multitudes of traces of footprints that have gone through here. Some of them larger and more monstrous than others.
Listening, just like real quick, can I still hear it like meandering off in this direction?
With your 29, you listen and you cannot hear it. Which means that it must have gone much further away.
Alright, she will just like looks back and like gestures everybody up, but like makes like a motion to keep quiet.
You guys, go ahead and move your tokens as much as you want here. However, please do it at like up to 10 feet at a time. Once we're actually inside. You can move yourself up to Alcina there. But yes, keep in mind, this place is extremely dark. Those of you without dark vision are, well, fucked. You need something.
Yes, Eyes of Night. She'll cast it.
Eyes of Night on everyone?
Well, I think it allows me to do almost everyone. Hold on here.
You tell me how many, and let's see it. Eyes of Night. Number of creatures equal to your Wisdom modifier.
5. So
5. So everyone's covered here.
Thank you.
Incredible. I'm gonna give you guys dark vision real fast here. Dark vision of 600 feet. What was it?
300.
feet. Okay. Yeah, because that's yeah, okay. Gotcha. There we go. Odo giving you. I think I already gave it to you. Oh, I didn't actually. Let me set that properly. You there, Ayla. Ayla, I'm just gonna save your token having 300 feet at all times because I forgot last time I gave you shorter dark vision. You should just have infinite dark vision. There we go. That's saved now. Alcina, you yourself. Bam, like that. And Alondra, you. Bam, like that. As you guys begin to further in.
Right.
You see a pathway to the left and a pathway to the right. You all should be able to see now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the left. Came from the right. But it's gone far enough that I can't hear it. So
do you think it goes like in a circle?
it's possible. Crypts tend to sometimes be very secular, but we at least know the direction it is not. So I say we go the direction that it went and keep an ear out for it. If we hear it, then we know that there's probably a dead end that direction and it turned around. So we can hurry back the other way.
Okay.
So she's gonna start going
Alright,
off.
let's go
towards the
left. Yeah, you guys can move yourselves. Yeah, you see a long corridor that, again, sort of intersection that goes to the left and right there. Alcina, looking down to the left there, you see a room filled with what look to be stone sarcophagi. Yeah? Looking to the right, you see a very long corridor to the north.
I'm just gonna look back to the orc. What was it we were looking for again in here?
Our honor and strength.
Our honor and our strength.
I've not been here before, I'm sorry.
I mean, I didn't know if it's like, are we supposed to bring something back or just come out the other end?
There was, when my father came back, everyone knew immediately. There was something simply different about him, and the others who come back. They are stronger, more powerful, and it is easy to tell. But, I don't know how to put it into words.
Okay. Well, she looks at the others real quick.
Alcina, at this point, with your roll, and because you now have 300 feet of vision, and I did say, like, the moment you see a thing within your vision, you immediately detect, you see far, far, far to the north, all the way to the north, there's a bit of movement, and you hear a stone grinding on stone kind of sound, and then a crunch, like a wet crunch, far north.
Do I see anything up there?
You look out, you don't see anything moving, but something in that room, not directly in your vision, moved.
Gotcha. Okay. She's gonna like put a hand out and stop Odo. Something up there. My suggestion would be then we find the heart of this place first. The answer we seek might be
Makes sense. They wouldn't put
that
near
location.
the entrance.
Let's see. But we do have movement up that way. She points towards the north.
Mhm.
So, proceed with caution and quietly.
Ayla and Alondra, you guys at one point look back over to Illiveray and Gron, and far off in the distance, see some movement.
She would go to Alcina. It went down. It went from over there down, so it might be coming around the corner soon.
Right, then let us proceed. She will cut around the corner and head up here to peek around this corner.
Okay. Alcina, you move there. The rest of you can move to sort of take a better look. You see a long corridor that goes all the way off to the other side there. In this room, you immediately begin to hear a noise as you begin to round the corner. You hear grunts and roars of violence. Looking on through the corridor, at the very center of it, there's an open space that has been torn to shreds, turned upside down, as currently in its center, a group of 4 what seem to be these like red hulking with spikes and bones protruding from their like shoulders and spines demonic orcs are in a process of holding these like blood enchanted great axes, murdering the shit out of each other. They're continually slamming each other with these giant great axes and are just like locked in this infinite combat. You see these sort of demonic orc creatures that are beating on each other there. They look so incredibly corrupted and altered, they barely seem orcish at all. And they are currently just boom, bam, boom, slamming each other, carving into each other, just fighting. And every time they impact each other, there's a lot of blood that sears the ground as it becomes like acidic. But then you watch their wounds quickly heal.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a good idea. So she's gonna again like hand up, gesture for them to be quiet, and then she's gonna like just like make a motion across the hall, like we're just gonna keep moving straight through.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna
Also, by the way, yes, every once in a while you guys would just see like a random skeleton, like old rotten bones.
she's gonna move across the corridor, get up here, just kind of like wave them over, like come on.
Mm-hmm. You guys can keep moving. Yeah. This next one, you can move yourself there to like get a look around the corner if you want to. You look around this corner. The corridor up ahead seems to have caved in at its far east side. Currently in it, you see multiple skeletons, some rubble, and standing in the room are strange creatures you've not seen before. Seemingly some sort of undead monstrosities, these humanoid-esque specters, all hover above the ground. Very like Nazgul-esque. They have these like shadowy wisps that sort of emanate from them. Their faces are skulls that glow with strange sort of red energy from beneath. They all seem to just sort of hover here, looking from left to right every once in a while. As you peek your head out, can I have all of you guys give me a group stealth check, please? Okay. We're doing it. We're doing it pretty great here.
Hold on, you said pretty great, but
Uh-huh.
not yet.
Here's a little stealth roll for Big Orc Man. Big Orc Man does okay.
You see, in this game, I'm super stealth.
No, are you?
And then Ray gets a 10. Okay. Okay. Let's see that group roll all together here. We got a 12, 15, 27, a 15, and presumably no guidance while you're concentrating on the protection
Yes,
spell.
that's correct.
Another 15, and what kind of armor are you rocking, Ayla?
I was going to ask you. I put on that breastplate you told me to put on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't. I dragged it in, and I don't know what this is supposed to be.
It's a medium armor. If it's a breastplate, it does not give disadvantage on stealth. It's the only medium armor that doesn't.
It doesn't say what it is. It's that breastplate of the morning light.
Right. Yeah, it's a breastplate. It doesn't give disadvantage. Let me find it real fast. The breastplate of the morning light you got. Yeah, this one. It lets you use a reaction. A bonus action to blast out this blinding light. Yeah, it's just a breastplate. And breastplates are not disadvantaged. So yes, totally
Okay.
fine. Yes. Guys, take a look at those handouts of magic items. You guys do have a bunch of magic items that I don't know if you remember what they do. It's been a bit. It's been a little while. All right, here's the group roll. We got a 15. 15.6, 17. 16, we'll call it. Okay. Let me make a little perception roll.
I had to update my AC because I forgot it went up one because of the breastplate.
That's right. That's absolutely right. You're rocking 18 right now?
Yeah.
Without a shield?
I think that's with a shield. Let me see here. Yep.
Okay. Excellent.
Oh no, I don't have a shield. Hold on. I thought I did get one when we did it. Remember I did? I took moon sickle and shield.
Yeah, you should be having a shield. There's no reason to have like an open hand.
Yeah,
It's not...
yeah,
No,
yeah.
you have a shield.
Yeah.
It's in there. It's towards the very
Okay,
top.
so now it's a 21.
Okay, goddamn. Okay. Wait, no. No, it says it's 23.
Really? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, right. I'm sorry.
Hold on, let me disable this. Yeah, you should be 21, I believe, right? Because you have a breastplate plus 1, which is a
18.
15 base plus your 1 from Dex, which is 16, right? And then I believe you have a shield for... Oh no, you have a shield spell clicked on right now,
Oh,
so it's
shit.
giving you the plus 5 AC, yeah? But yes, I believe with... Let me now enable the shield. Yeah, with the shield you have an 18, with your shield spell you have 23, yeah? But yes, we got way too distracted. You do not have disadvantage on stealth, you're good. Okay, 16, rolling a perception. Okay. Alcina, you poke your head out. You see these things. They go to look in your direction. You hold your hand out for everyone to pause. They look the other way. They do not notice you. You are able to sneak around this area without being noticed. Alcina looking further north, and the rest of you now with your superior dark vision, you can see what looks to be some sort of like another set of like the edges of some sarcophagi up here.
She's gonna take a moment. She's gonna like pull out a piece of paper, like jot something down. Like she's like drawing out. Like you can see, like as they've been going, she's been making like a layout of like what she sees and how things turn. All right. There's a center hallway to our right. There is a longer corridor straight ahead of us. If we're wanting to find the heart of it, the corridor in the middle seems promising, but this hallway I can see does actually go much further back.
Do you want to go through this one then?
It's I mean, my gut feeling aside, I'm not the only one here.
I think you have more experience in this kind of thing than we do. I mean, I've never been
We
in a
will
crypt
follow your
before.
lead.
All right. Quickly this way, and she will wave them north.
Okay. You guys can all cross that area without being noticed. Nice and stealthy. Run on across. You guys all kind of slowly move ahead. Okay. Yeah, moving after you are Kron and Ray, just sort of looking around, super cautious. They are a little frightened themselves. Ray is looking around a little kind of worried. Kron is trying to just be like, I'm really mad, so I'm not gonna be like scared. That's my secret, right? You guys walk into this area. You see up ahead what looks to be a larger chamber here, a little better upkept. You can tell that there's been some traffic in here recently, as the dust on the floor is very much so disturbed with all kinds of footprints. Strange, almost circular, almost perfectly circular footprints. Looking about, you see multitudes of sealed sarcophagi. However, when you first arrive here and slowly begin to enter this area, you smell a sense of rot and decay. And once again, Alcina, you hear a sound far to the north. Sort of that is direction, like another crunch sound.
There's something ahead. Proceed with caution. And I'm going to proceed with caution. At this point, like, she's gonna cross this room, not like very quickly, but like kind of like carefully, right? Like she's watching where she steps, and she's like passing the crypts. Like she's actually taking time to like, when she steps, like you see her, like she reaches a foot out, and she's like the toe of her boot first, and then eases her heel down. So she's actually making like a effort to be quiet moving through here.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, you very carefully and slowly walk on ahead. As you sort of get to this area, Alcina, you can tell that both the sarcophagi on left and right have been pried open. Their contents missing, or at least you think before, due to your incredible perception, you notice what seems to be like an old rotten foot left in there that's been like half eaten or chopped up.
You said half eaten.
Half eaten, you think?
And you said there's a sound up here of something grinding on the stone?
Yeah, top right, all the way there, top right. And like the closer you get, obviously it's getting louder. You can hear it like something crunching, like something's
Eating?
having a meal.
Alright, she just kind of like, hand up. It just gestures back the other way. Middle corridor it is. Quickly.
As that happens,
and...
as you're about to start walking there, as you approach there, just about as you guys are around here-ish, there is a loud noise. As you all turn to leave, the sarcophagi over here, boom, explodes upwards. The lid goes flying some 4 feet in the air, and leaping out off the sarcophagi is not a creature you expected. You see there, leaping out, this strange, gangly, gray-skinned humanoid emerges from the shadows of this coffin, with halting, stuttered steps before its leathery wings unfold, and sound of clicking bone sets them in place. Its dark, pitted gaze roams wildly, seeking life, seeking prey. You see dry, labored breaths that rattle from desiccated lungs as this thing lurches towards you, unnaturally long limbs extending from tatters of its robes, broken claws raking across the sarcophagi as it sort of begins to roar and shriek. The creature smells of sort of earth and rot, of withering flesh and old blood, and as its hollowed eyes find you, a sickly light grows within those cavernous sockets. As it, boom, explodes out of it and sort of emerges quickly, you hear another voice from above, and you see at the edge of your vision to the north, another hulking monstrosity begin to emerge. Similar in make to this first one, but like hulking, trollish in size, almost like 17 or something foot tall, heavily hunched over here in the limited confines of these catacombs. You see this massive one, as their sort of lifeless eyes and this massive gaping hole for a mouth looks your way before extending its arms outward and beginning to charge down in your direction. I'm gonna need everyone to roll me some initiative. Unfortunately, my friends, you guys are good at stealthing. However, you have life in your life, and these guys can detect life. Unfortunately, it is their favorite meal, so we gotta fight them. We gotta fight to survive.
The only place Zorya would be invisible.
Ooh, okay, there we go. Nice. Our NPC friends rolled pretty well. We have two of these guys go here and here. There we go. They're not that fast. Initiative goes something like this. Before we actually jump into initiative, let's take a little break. Let's do a little 5 minutes and pick up right after as we jump into a fight. These creatures, yeah, there's not a lot of them, just two, but they look dangerous. Okay, a little bit of dungeoneering. We'll be right on back. I'm gonna go get some water. keep it in like the pantry instead of the bathroom. All the like the rolls of toilet paper. Gotta keep it elsewhere because they climb on everything to destroy it. So yeah. All right, back to it. Back to the horrible hunger crypt. As you all look about, you see horrible creatures emerge from the shadows and ready to attack you. Luckily, magically prepared, enhanced, and a dungeon explorer by trade, Alcina, you are ready for this. Blades already drawn as you look about. The moment you look to these creatures, you sense that sense of horrid decay, yeah? However, when they look to you, you begin to watch as they sort of like recoil and begin to wave their hands, trying to block something. You look amongst yourselves and like, what is going on? Alcina, that spell you have on you is affecting them. These are most definitely some sort of extraplanar creatures that Ayla's spell is protecting you against. You're no expert, but you think that's an undead you're looking at.
Right. Let's see here. We're gonna try. Sure, what is that as an action? All right, so I'm gonna use my action to utilize one of my new abilities.
Before you do, I gotta honor the super high roll, the natural 20 you got before. Looking at these creatures, you do sense and see from them this aura of necrotic energy about them. You notice that both of these creatures have this aura of annihilation about them. I will just let you know here that they do because you rolled such a high number. You realize that these creatures have this aura around them that deals 5 damage to any creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of these monsters. So ending your turn next to them is painful as they draw upon your life force.
I will share that with the party. Don't stay near them. It's bad.
Makes sense.
So then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, use an action, to try mental grip.
Mental grip? What is this?
I would post it, but it's kind of hinky and like all out of alignment at the moment. But you can grab and crush a creature with a focused effort of your mind as an action. You can expend 1 psi energy die to attempt to grapple a large or smaller creature you can see within 30 feet of you.
Okay.
That creature makes a strength save against my psychic modifier. The creature, if on a failed save, the creature takes damage, bludgeoning damage equal to the number rolled, plus my intelligence modifier. It is also grappled, and a grappled creature is also restrained. On a success,
Incredible.
the creature takes half damage and is not grappled.
Is this your action?
This is my action. Yes.
Awesome. Who are you targeting? The small flying one or the big hulking one?
I'm going with the small flying one.
Okay, awesome. This is a strength save, and what's your DC?
My DC is 15.
15 strength save, here goes. 14, fails. You watch as Alcina holds her hand out, and this red energy gathers around this winged, shrieking creature as it immediately shrieks in pain as you watch its bones begin to break and crack as it's sort of like contorted out of shape, and it's just sort of stuck there, its wings folded in, still hovering in the air, being crushed. Awesome. Roll a d8
so
to add your intelligence.
8 bludgeoning damage.
Solid, and it is restrained over there. Until when is it restrained?
Hey. It doesn't say how long.
This is a homebrew ability. Usually they have like an ability, they say like how long and such. I'll say this creature is currently restrained. It'll have to, until we like figure out a ruling for it properly here, we'll say it's restrained as if aka grappled by you, so it'll can use its action to try and like break out of the grapple from having to like reattempt a DC thing, but it has to do it as an action on its turn. Otherwise it remains crushed or like restrained for now.
Alright,
Awesome.
and I'll just point to it and be like, that one's not going anywhere. And I will... We're gonna...
You got the smaller one sort of controlled here, but you see sort of thunk, 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 moving down the corridor is this big hulking one.
Yeah, so we're gonna run at the big one.
Okay.
20.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna action surge.
Oh.
There we go. The 18.
18 totally hits.
Oh, ignore the rage. That's just 6 slashing, 3 lightning.
Okay, nice, 9 damage. Ooh, totally hits as well. That is 17 points of damage. Very nice.
And bonus action.
11 more. Cool. Very, very solid damage there. You hold your hand out to crush this one with telekinetic power, rush up to this one, and a dervish of swings and blades cut to the side of the knee. You bring him down, stab him right through the chest, which should have been a killing blow, but obviously undead. He goes to grab for your head. You maneuver out of the way and sort of stab underneath his armpit as it recoils in pain.
And then I'm gonna duck. That was what I was with there.
Use 25, I think.
20. So 25,
Oh, yeah.
30. I'm gonna jump back. So
Keep in mind,
swing.
he's gonna try and take a swing as you go
Go for
to move. All right, he raises this massive fist enveloped by necrotic energy. He goes, blam! That's a 21.
Meets it,
7.
meets it.
Yeah, 7 bludgeoning and 14. Ooh, look at that! Awesome. Ooh, nice. He needs to make a strength saving throw or be pushed away and take a bunch of damage. Here's the strength save. 13 fails again. He's boom, blasted backwards, boosh, lands on the ground as he begins to slowly stand up. Incredible. Alcina, solid damage and a reaction to push him further away, making it so you're not taking the damage at the end of your turn there. Very clever. You do take, 7 bludgeoning, 14 necrotic.
Fine.
21 damage. It's a big hit.
Hey, but that's okay. That 13 extra stuff. 13 temps.
Yes, that's right. You do have temporary hit points, everyone. Remember. Okay, Alcina, solid first turn there.
That's my turn.
Gron is going to go next. He's going to run up to this one and just swing at it twice with his big ol' great axe. His halberd that he has. He goes once with advantage roll because he's restrained from Alcina's ability here. Once is a 23 and then a 22 that instead misses. He hits for, ignore that second damage, doesn't apply here. That's only a special condition thing. He does 15 and then 9 for 24 points of damage to this one. Very cool. He is also going to try and move away further, and he's going to go fight this one up here, but he does provoke an attack of opportunity from this guy who swings his tail at him. This guy has like a long scorpion tail on him. He has disadvantage because of the restraint. That is a 10 because of the restraint. The poisonous tail will not hit anyone that time. That is going to be Gron's turn. Ayla, you're up next.
Okay, I'm gonna attack this guy because he's the big one. Attack him with that guiding bolt.
A guiding bolt, awesome. Oh,
Holy shit!
Shit! The moment it sees the sparkling radiance coming towards you, freaks out and tries to run for cover, but it's too late. It hits. Awesome. What level? Roll me the damage.
Oh god. I'll do level 2 because I don't want to waste too much of my
Level
spells.
2, okay, send it. Ooh, nicely done. That is 27 points of radiance to this guy. Blam! Straight through the chest. It burns a radiant hole through him as we see this golden sparkling energy beginning to burn away him as he's sort of like freaking out, throwing his arms out. It's a very compact space, so this guy can't actually move that much. He's holding this burning holy wound you've placed on him. Next attack against him will have advantage.
That's right. She wants to move away from whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah,
But
you
she
see this one freaking out, throwing its tail around, there's like necrotic aura around it as well.
But she doesn't want to go near any of these. She's gonna just stay right here.
Okay, back on over there. I believe that is going to be your turn, unless you're
Yep.
quickening something.
No. Oh, no. I need to save those.
Okay. Crit on a guiding bolt. You love to see it. Incredible. We're going to go to this Bodak Shrieker. He is currently being crushed to death, so he's freaking out and as he's making these baleful shrieks. At one point, he throws his arms back and opens his mouth as wide as it goes and shrieks extremely loudly. As he unleashes this baleful shriek, I'm gonna need everyone. I think all of you are within 30 feet of it. As his full action, he's going to do his baleful shriek ability. I need all of you guys to give me a DC 14 con save or take psychic damage and become frightened. However, you guys all have advantage on this because Gron roars as well. He has a special ability called Aura Fervor. His allies near him, near 20 feet within him, have advantage on frightening and charming effects, and this is a frightening effect. Although, unfortunately, I think, Ray is just out of that. So go ahead, everyone, give me con saves with advantage.
That was my bad. I hit it twice on accident. 19.
Ooh, nice. Captain is fine. Okay, 19, you're good. Alondra with a 17, good. Ayla with a 13 is just going to fail.
Yeah.
Alcina, that's number one more time, because you have advantage. 22, let's go. Okay, most of you guys are fine here. However, all of you take half damage, so that's 9 points of psychic to everyone. Mark it on. Oh yeah, I need to make one for Gron as well. Big Orc Man. Big Orc Man makes con save. He succeeds just barely, takes a 9. And then, Ayla, you yourself take 19 points of damage, and you become frightened of this creature. As it screams, you hear its true voice, and it is so horrid and vile, while to everyone else it sounds like a horrifying scream. To you, it speaks words of annihilation and unmaking, of the darkness that consumes the universe, and your mind is unable to cope with this, and you are frightened. You're unable to, as long as you are frightened, you have disadvantage on attacks and checks, as long as you can see the creature, and you cannot willingly move towards it. Not that you would want to, but you can't even if you wanted to now. Okay. Ayla, because you took damage, I need you to make another con save because you are concentrating on the protection from evil and good spell on Alcina. This is a DC 10. You're good. The protection spell remains. Which reminds me, I should put a little marker on Alcina there. There we go. That is him. He uses his action to shriek as loud as he can, and nothing happens there. However, Ayla, you're the closest there, but you are frightened at the moment. Even your passive perception is insane. Ayla, you hear some confused sort of whispers from down south, as you realize, like, this thing screaming might have brought the attention of those, like, ghost-looking dudes in the other room. We might have some friends over soon. Okay. Captain Olios goes next. She looks at the initiative and sees that Odo and Alondra are going next. She's going to use her biggest spell. She's going to walk over here. She's going to look at Odo. Odo, she says, this is the most I can do. I hope it helps. She's going to cast Greater Invisibility on you, Odo. Odo, you become invisible for 1 minute. And this is the kind of invisibility where you can attack and cast spells and all that kind of stuff without breaking invisibility. While you are invisible, you have advantage on all of your attacks. As that's going to be her turn, she's going to move out of the way and stay right there. She empowers you as Odo disappears. Okay, Odo, it is now your turn.
The flying one's still being held, correct?
Yes, it's still restrained.
Okay. Odo is going to move up here, because he only has 25 feet of movement. And he's gonna ready in action.
Ready in action. What are you ready?
As soon as he gets up close to us, he's going to punch him.
Okay, excellent.
Well, he's gonna hit
excellent.
him with the rapier.
All right, all right. You go to draw the rapier. I need that wisdom save as you hear that hissing sound. Okay. This, Odo, is a charm type effect. And because you're like next to Gran right now there, you have advantage on it while he's around you. So that's a 16. So you succeed and draw your rapier instead.
Pat the snakes down. Not right now.
Okay, Odo, ready in action. Very good. Alondra, it is your turn.
Okay.
You know what? Also, as a quick mention here, by the way, Rav, what I've just realized, because your new fighter ability lets you have 2 reactions, you could say on your turn, I ready an action to stab, action surge, I ready another action to stab. Because you have 2 reactions, right? You can ready 2 reactions to stab with action surge.
I'll pass on that.
Kind of funny. No, I know, but it's just kind of funny that it's possible. All right, all right. Alondra, go ahead. It is your turn.
Well, first and foremost, I will Blade Song.
Blade Song
Bonus
activates.
action, Blade Song.
Awesome. AC goes up. You're faster.
Great. Now, so I feel like we're trying to take this guy out. With what we're doing. So, what is this? It's 40. Okay, yeah. So let's hit him with a. I'm going to hit this guy with an elemental spike.
Ooh. Okay.
So, yeah. So we're gonna go.
Attack roll here totally hits. Elemental spike hits. What kind of elemental spike are you using?
Terrible.
Not like
It's going to be Earth. So
Earth, which means, do you mind clicking this spell description?
Yeah,
there
yeah,
real fast?
yep.
You can in the chat, by the way, click the. Hey, there it is. Look at that. Earth says force damage, and the target is knocked prone. No save, no nothing. Just boom, hits it. So you watch as Alondra holds her hand out and lifts it up. This guy looks at you confused as a stone pillar underneath him grows into the air, slamming him into the nether region, pinning him to the ceiling, and then causing him to sort of fall prone onto the floor. Okay, 9 points of damage. He's prone. Not too bad at all.
and then I'm just going to kind of pull up the rear because I know there's potentially people coming. So
yeah, as soon as you get there, you now hear some ghostly sounds, as it seems that, yes, the creatures in the other room have detected some motion.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that I intercept them, not Ayla. So
very good, very good. Ayla, you see, looks frightened at the moment. We go now to the Ravager. He is going to, first of all, stand up, kind of confused, grab his head and kind of shake it in confusion. Then, let me see, the movement of this big boy is 40. Okay, so 20 movement left. He's going to move like this. Odo, you get your reaction to go and stab at him. Ooh, that's actually a natural 20 because you are invisible right now. Nicely fucking done. That is 21 points of damage as this guy is now bloodied.
I'd like to use my gauntlets.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh my goodness. Yes, that is right. The magical gauntlets. Let me find them real fast. The force gauntlets that Odo has that allow him that a few times a day do force damage and make an enemy make a strength save or be pushed away. By the way, just to clarify, this is called bullying, but let's keep going. Okay, strength save. Oh my god. So, because this is a crit, it'll do double damage no matter what. So, Odo, go ahead and roll 4d6. Boom, 13 damage. He's now, nice and bloodied. Here is the strength save. DC 15 fails. Goes flying 30 feet back. Boom! Slams into the wall and sits on the ground.
I'm sorry. What? I just read the last line. What size is he?
He's large.
Okay, then I go back. The last line there is 2 or more
Oh,
sizes
unless
larger.
he's large. That's right, because you're a small creature. That's right. Odo, unfortunately, yes, you are pushed. Well, but that's fine. You fly all the way here. You blast into him and boom, go flying back, sliding across the ground there. I think you go through some people here, because Gron is in the way. He needs to make a dex save, or you sort of slam into him there. He manages to move out of the way. Alondra landing there on the ground in front of you is Odo.
Guy's too big.
Well, hello
I wish
there.
I cut that earlier.
Incredible. Well, still, that was a lot of fucking damage. My god. 21 plus 13. You did 35 points of damage in a single stab. Amazing. That was 15 movement. 20, he's going to close the distance with Alcina. Alcina, he's going to try and punch you. However, because of your protection, he does have disadvantage here. Here is going to be 2 fist attacks against you, Alcina. Alcina, attack number 1. Jesus. With disadvantage, that's a 23, Alcina. That's 7 bludgeoning, 8 necrotic for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ouch. Second one, still disadvantage, that's a 12.
I have a question.
Yes.
When he had to get up and run, does he have enough distance to make it to me?
Yes, because you pushed him 10, he went flying back. He was 15 feet away, his movement is 40, so he can, after he stood up, he can move 20, yeah?
Gotcha, okay.
If the shove back from Odo worked out there, it could have been great, but unfortunately he's able to
Because
close
I
the
thought he
distance.
went prone, like, right back in here, right?
No, I moved them back there because we thought that Odo punched him all the way back there with his gloves, but his gloves can punch creatures that are too big. But he went prone like this. He was prone originally over here, 10 feet away from, or like over here, 15 feet away from you. And then he just walked after he stood
Gotcha,
up.
okay. Fair.
All right, so yeah, one hit for 15 damage total to you, Alcina.
Alright.
After he's done that, you watch as he turns to look towards Odo there. Odo, the creature's gaze, this strange pale, sort of pale glow inside these empty black sockets where his eyes should be, begins to pull away at your vitality. He's going to use his withering gaze on you. Odo, I need you to make a DC 14 con save, or you immediately take 24 necrotic damage, or half as much on a success. 19, you succeed. Odo, you take 12 points of necrotic as the creature gazes at you and draws your life force into its body. You feel yourself wither slow as you watch as some of your hairs begin to turn slightly gray. Okay, that is going to be reducing it further from 12 that goes to 9. Awesome. Alcina, your turn again. The guy's back for more trouble. He is bloodied now, though.
He is. What a coincidence.
What a coinkydink.
Coinkydink. I have one of those left, so we'll save that. Yeah, we are just going to attack him.
Attack.
Quick question.
Check.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Going back a step. I'm invisible. Can he still see me?
Oh, that's such a good point. One creature, but I can see. He cannot see you. Thank you for reminding me. It does mean he's going to focus on someone else down that line there. Instead, out of all fairness here... well, actually, Ayla's the only other person who damaged him. So, Ayla, I need you instead to make that con save.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No worries. Good looking out, though. Totally fine as well. Same exact situation. Ayla, you take 12 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, I take 12 points?
12 on the success, it's half, yes. So instead of 24, it's a 12. And Odo, you can take your hit points back. Good looking out. All right. That's all fine. Alcina, take it away.
Okay, I'm going to use my psychic strike on it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend a die for that. So I'm gonna add that in.
What does this do? Go ahead if you don't mind
Oh,
explaining.
it's the psychic strike. It's I get to add an extra 1d8 plus my intelligence
Ah,
modifier.
yeah,
to do
okay,
the
gotcha.
damage. Yeah.
Your psychic smite, if you will.
Yeah, psychic smite.
Awesome, man.
An 11.
Oof, 11 is going to miss, unfortunately,
That's fine.
against this guy. Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, we actually haven't used it. I'll say because Odo was invisible at the time, I'll allow to use that Guiding Bolt natural 20 here to give you advantage on this strike because we never ended up using it.
Okay.
Go ahead and reroll.
That's
Well,
a 10.
All right.
That's fine.
You swing, he blocks.
yeah. So second swing. It's a 13.
13 is actually close, but it doesn't hit.
That's okay. We will do a short sword. For
Bonus
23.
action. That one hits. Let's go. That one hits. That one applies the Psychic Blast here.
Yep. So that gets
7 points. Awesome. And
that.
8
Plus,
more.
I'm going
Awesome.
to activate telekinetic thrust.
Now, do explain what that does.
So it's the same thing. Psychic strike is just an additive to it. It needs to make a strength save, DC 15, or knock it. It can be knocked prone or back 10 feet.
Okay, which one do you choose? Well, let's see, actually. The roll is too high, unfortunately.
Yeah,
You still get to do damage, though.
Yeah,
I believe,
it just
right?
does the normal damage. It's just what happens to the.
Oh, it's like
telekinetic.
on top of the psionic strike. This happens.
Yeah, it's its normal level 7 progression, like what
Like an
extra
upgrade.
it gets.
Awesome, awesome. Cool. Very cool. Okay, he makes it, but that's still fine. He takes a bunch of psychic and physical damage. This guy's looking very close to death now, huh? Well, deaf, undeaf. I don't know.
Yeah, and Alcina is going to step back.
You fool! He will attempt to attack you. He will go for a fist slam here. That's an 11 with disadvantage. He misses.
Yes. And she's not gonna stay within 10 feet of him, so she'll back up.
Yes. Very good.
And she pats the orc on the shoulder. Your turn.
I got him. And he'll ready to attack. Perfect. He will leap into combat and start attacking this guy as much as he can. He makes 2 halberd attacks. Whoa, nice. That is 11 slashing and then a critical for 11 slashing. Okay. He does 22 points of damage to this guy. This guy is now on death's door. Alcina, you used up his reaction already, so he's going to do what you did and back away out of that space as well. That is going to be his turn. As you guys are fighting here, you hear a sort of ghastly wail, and from behind you guys, floating and sort of flying into space, are 4 of these specters. As they fly on into this space, you watch as they begin to gather necrotic energy in their grasp and then begin to barrage you guys down the corridor with it. There's 4 of them here. Let's see. Alondra, 1 is going to attack. Each of them can attack 2 times with these bolts of necrotic energy. Alondra, you get 2. Here's 1. That's a 12.
Nope.
Here's a 2. That's
Ooh,
a 21.
that's my AC.
Okay, that's unless you're going to react in some way. That's going to be 13.
When's my turn?
Sorry, Barbs, you can shield. Your shield, your turn is
I see
sorta
it.
soon enough.
No, it's way okay. Yeah, my shield. I'll shield.
Okay, shield AC goes up by 5. You ignore the second hit as well. Odo, they know there's someone moving there because you just slid across the ground. They're gonna try and attack. One of them is gonna try and attack you with disadvantage because you are invisible. He goes once. That's a 15 instead of a 23, missing. Second one is a 13, missing as well. Next one down, Ayla is going to go for you here. Ayla, this one goes for a natural 1. And then second one is a 21 for 15. Are you going to react in some way, or does that hit?
Yeah, it's gonna hit me.
Okay, gotcha. That is 15 points of necrotic
That's 5
damage.
points of necrotic damage to her.
Ooh, let's go. That's right, you still have your reaction. Very good. That is reduced. So as this necrotic orb is shot out, it turns into this like skull that travels towards you. It shrieks and roars, and it's just about to like slam into your chest. This red shield of energy emerges in front of you and dissipates most of it. Ayla, you look behind you, and you see Alcina still pointing blades at this guy while looking over the shoulder just for a moment, protecting there. Okay. All right. 5 only points of damage to you, Ayla.
Yeah, I added it back. Oh, thank you.
And then
welcome.
last of the 4 is going to shoot, I think, Captain Olios is a little out of the way there. Alcina's all the way up there. I think once at Alcina and once at Gran. Alcina, for you, these are undead creatures. It has disadvantage against you. Disadvantage, that's a 13. Okay, let's go. Oh, actually, Ayla, con save to see if that spell, the protection spell, stays. DC 10 again. Ooh, okay. The protection from evil and good is dispelled with that last damage tick, which means, Alcina, no disadvantage on the second one. That's a 24 against you, Alcina.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, that is going to be 11 necrotic damage. The rotting, withering attack. And the last one goes for Gran. That's also a hit for 9 points of damage to Gran. These creatures all emerge like a wave of shadow, slamming into the corridor there before sort of raising themselves off the ground and shrieking ghastly so, releasing these bolts of necrotic energy that all are sort of shaped like floating skulls that slam into you guys. Okay, that is all of these specters' turns. Ayla, it is now your turn.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide what to do here. I'm going to.
You're a little injured here.
And these things are really strong. So, I am going to use my Moonweaver boon.
Okay.
Which allows me to cast 2 guiding bolts on 2 separate targets. I'm going to do this one and this one.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That should have affected your first guiding bolt as well. That should have shot the what's it called? I don't believe that's a once per day ability, right? That's just whenever you cast
Moonweaver boon. I get to choose the one you gave me. That was the boon you gave me.
No, I know. But I believe I gotta check my notes. But is that all the time boon, or is it
No,
just
it's once per long
Okay,
rest.
gotcha. I'm thinking of something else. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna
All right,
use
split
these
the moon energy in each hand and send it out. And you're attacking the restrained one, you said, and one of the guys down?
These 2 down here. These 2.
Oh, these front guys.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll. Now you are frightened currently, which means you will have disadvantage on attack rolls. Which guiding bolt is? If that is your call to do here, right? It'll be a little more difficult. They don't look necessarily armored, but, you know, disadvantage, natural ones are a thing, yeah?
And when can I try to remove this?
At the end of each of your turns, you can reattempt a wisdom save. So, like, at the end of your turn, basically.
Okay, I'm not going to do that. I am going to use Twilight Sanctuary.
Oh, Sanctuary comes out. Okay.
That way I can just immediately remove it.
Yeah, true. Or if you want to, so first of all, yeah, Twilight Sanctuary comes out, 30-foot radius of Twilight starry energy sort of spreads out from you here. Everyone will be getting temporary hit points. You could perhaps choose to get temporary hit points because you're a little injured here, right? And bank on the fact that you're really good, that you have advantage on this upcoming save to try and shake it. Or you can just, surefire remove the fear effect.
Yeah, I mean, I can remove it completely or get the temp HP.
Exactly, right? But you have advantage on the saving throw you're about to make at the end of your turn, is all I'm saying, yeah? So,
I'm also, because that's an action, I'm going to use my
Yeah.
bonus action.
Okay.
I'm a twin spell healing word for me and Alcina.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Roll it up. And what level?
Well, I have to use sorcery points per level, right? So for the twin spell, it's 2.
Mhm.
Is it 2 automatically, or is it 2 per spell?
No, I believe it's just equal to the level of the spell. I'll check, but I'm pretty sure that's the math. Metamagic. Twin spell. When you cast a spell, the target second creature one spell be eligible. Yeah. You spend a number of social points equal to the spell's level
Yeah.
to target the second creature. 1 point if it's a cantrip.
Yeah. So then I'll do level 2.
Level 2. Okay. Excellent. 2 sorcery points and a second level spell. Blam! Incredible. That is 11 points of healing to each of you guys here. That is 22 healing with a single spell cast. Incredible. Awesome.
Okay, and then I am going to. You said I get advantage on this?
Yes. So your call here. Are you going to just simply remove it with your Twilight Shroud, or are you going to give yourself temporary hit points and then try to roll it with advantage because Gron is nearby?
I'll take the advantage and I'll take the temp HP because I'm getting hit
Okay.
a lot.
Gotcha. Roll some temporary hit points and then roll a con save with advantage. Nice. 8 temporary hit points maximum. 17 shakes it. You are no longer frightened. You've been healed, and you have a bunch of temporary hit points now. Awesome. Very nicely done. Incredible turn from Ayla. Removing the fear is the last thing that happens, so if you wanted to move around, you could. Just keep in mind, during your turn, you cannot move closer towards that guy.
Oh, even if I'm not feared anymore?
Well, you become you lose the fear at the end of your turn.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be over here with Barnabas.
Yeah, get some cover. Very good, very good. All right, Ayla, that's gonna be you. We go to this Shrieker guy. Shrieker guy did his Shriek attack. He's still stuck. Now, his Shriek is a rechargeable ability, D6. On a 5 or a 6, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. He is going to just keep screaming continually here. This is a 30-foot range once more. Everyone is in range except for Barnabas here. I need everyone, again, to give me a Constitution saving throw or take some psychic damage and become frightened. Once again, all of you have advantage on this because Gron is nearby. Con saves, everyone. DC 14. Ooh, Gron is a big barbarian. That's his thing. He succeeds. Ray here makes a con save. She gets a 22, succeeds. Ooh, Ayla again.
I know. I know.
Brutal.
I can't.
Brutal. Okay. Ooh, Alondra succeeds. Odo succeeds.
I mean, I might just use my inspiration because I haven't used it.
Yeah, go ahead if you want to. One more roll.
Fuck off.
And
Fuck off.
nah.
Constitution saving throws. Fuck you.
Brutal. It's a +4 for you. You're like pretty decent at it as well. Okay, that is going to be 10 damage to everyone else and 20 damage to you, Ayla. Psychic damage is this thing just screams and screams. It's its one move. It's its one move and it keeps getting it back. Odo, you reduce the damage. Very good.
You said 20?
Yes, you take 20 psychic damage from that as he just screams loudly. Odo, you reduce it by 4. This is Odo. This is not about him seeing you. This is about you hearing him. Is how
I got that. I got it.
Also, Captain Ray has to make a con save because she's concentrating on your invisibility. DC 10 to keep it. She keeps it. Okay. You are still invisible. We go to Captain Ray. She is going to step on up over here, see all these guys. She's going to step on even further towards them. You watch as she puts this sword of hers aside. She sort of kind of hunkers down for a moment and thrusts both of her arms outward as a sort of electric energy begins to form in her hand, and she's going to hit all these 4 guys at the bottom here with a lightning bolt spell. DC 14, or they take 31 lightning damage, as she's just going to send it all the way
Damn, go
down
Ray.
to all of them, sort of like aiming to hit as many as she can. She's going to send the lightning bolt. They all need to make dex saves here. Oh, hold on, not like that. Let's make some dex saves for them real fast. DC 14, she's like a brawling / spellcasting type, so her DC's not that high. Half success. Here's the rolls. 1 of them succeeds, all the other failed. 3 of them are now bloodied. 1 of them is still above bloodied, as this lightning rips right through them there. That is going to be her turn, as she should have like kind of breathing heavily after that one. She realizes they're not dead, and just kind of a little frightened, backs away a little bit right there. Okay, Odo, it is now your turn. You got sort of catapulted this way by your gauntlets. Ooh, approaching over here. Your enemy is restrained,
Yeah,
and
I'm
you're
tired of Ayla
invisible.
getting scared. Odo feels
Yeah.
bad. So here we go. And actually, Odo is going to pull out the whip.
Ooh, the whip comes out.
All
Awesome.
right.
You hear the heads of the whip begin to hiss immediately. Yes, finally. This one thinks they are strong. Let us prove him otherwise. As you draw, once again to show it off, the Lash of Shadows. Awesome. With the advantage here, let's go. Totally hits.
I will opt for the serpent poison. I don't know if it's going to work or not on the undead guy, but why not?
Okay, undead guy, immune to poison. Unfortunately,
Okay,
that's the one
weird.
thing undead are good at, but it is still going to be 12 points of damage to him. He's now nearly bloodied. This guy's not taking much damage. He's just been crushed and restrained.
Second attack.
Second attack. 20 totally hits. 12, he is now very much so close to death after that. You walk up, whipping at the creature, the snakeheads biting and ripping into his flesh, as he's just sort of loud, shrieking.
Okay, he's going to stand there.
Keep in mind, if you continue to stand there, you'll take that damage that they do.
Which is what, how much?
You discovered, Alcina explained this to you guys, yeah, they have the Shroud of Necrosis, and
Okay,
if you
good.
end your turn next to them, you take 5 damage.
I'll be
Okay,
good.
Odo, you take 5 damage from this guy, yeah? Alright. Alondra, your turn. All the guys to the south are super injured. The guy to the top is very injured, the guy to the left is very injured. Everyone is messed up, and so is Ayla.
Oh man, this is like. Do I go down? Do I go up? Do I go? Okay. So question: when I have my 2 attacks, well, let's see. I just want to see how much.
So yes, as a
I
Blightstinger, you have
can't-
your 2 attacks. However, you can exchange one with a cantrip.
Right. So I'm just curious. Can I change? Like, can I do the regular attack and then the cantrip attack, or does it matter
whatever
the order?
Whatever order
Okay.
you want.
I was just curious. Okay. So wait, I only have 40 feet though. Okay.
Only 40.
Only 40. I think we're just gonna start taking out these guys down below. I will bonus action a Shadow Blade.
Shadow Blade comes out. You are in the Twilight Sanctuary, and this place is super dark. You will have advantage non-stop with it.
And then I will move up 20 feet, and then I'm
Okay.
going to Green Flame Shadow Blade.
Green Shadow Flame Blade, Flame Blade. Let's go. Very good.
So
Ayla, if you wanted to give out some temporary hit points to people whose turns
Oh,
have
yeah,
been so
okay.
Odo and for Captain Ray. Because yeah, they lost him as well from the damage they took. 5 for Odo, 5 for Captain Ray. There, very good.
Thank you.
Alondra, you run on up. Give me an attack with your Shadow Blade. Shadow Blade hits here. 24. You, without even needing Green Flame Blade's extra damage, instantly kill the guy in front of you. The Green Flame Blade jumps to one of these 3 remaining guys. Who? Top right, bottom right, or
I was
bottom
intending to take out this guy.
Gotcha.
So let's see.
wait, was it? Oh, right. This was the shadow one. So roll.
No,
me,
yeah.
is
So
a
this and then
2d8 plus your intelligence is how much he takes.
Okay, so here's 2d8.
Pretty great damage for someone who
Plus
didn't even get hit.
5.
Plus 5, he dies as well.
Okay,
You
great.
swing the blade sideways, slash at the throat with the tip of your shadow blade of this first one, and he disappears. The flame then jumps to this other one, incinerating him as you see an outline of some sort of horrid creature that is hiding underneath this shape. Before
Their
he burns
souls, of course, get sucked into the blade, you know,
Whoosh,
like,
right
you
into
know,
the blade.
as it's weirdly whispering and shit.
Excellent. You see these other two hiss at you angrily now.
And then I will step over here and I'll attack this guy.
Okay.
Just
go
get rid
ahead.
of the weak guys.
One more Shadow Blade swing. He goes to run as he sees you like approaching, a mad smile and
Yeah, just
sort of excitement
crazy.
in your face instead of fear. He turns to run, you run your blade through his back and whirl the sort of handle of it in your hand as his whole form sort of cyclones into like a splotch of color that is absorbed into your blade. And we see his face like trapped in the side of the shadow blade, like
And then I'll
wailing.
just look at the last one with the crazy eyes and smile.
You
and-
hear him say in umbral tongue of the night, like, "What the fuck was that?" as he goes to like run away next turn as well. Okay. God damn, with the crits today, you guys. Oh my goodness. All right. Very nicely done, Alondra. You got this figured. You look around, you don't see anything else at the moment. No other like specters or creatures approaching. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It's my turn.
The Bodak Ravager, super fucking injured, runs on down again, wanting to continue devouring all he sees. As he's approaching, Alcina, he's gonna look to you this time, and he stares in your direction. He's gonna use his Withering Gaze on you. Alcina, go ahead and give me a con save or take more necrotic damage. 20 on a fail. Natural fucking 20. He attempts to draw your life in, but as he does, we watch as these flicks of sort of red energy fall from your shoulders into it, and the moment it absorbs it, the creature like grabs for its stomach as if sickened, and begins to sort of like cough horribly. I'll say because of the nat 20, the first attack, he'll make one attack against you, one against Ron. The one he makes against you, I'll say because of the natural 20, will be disadvantage. Alcina, here's an attack with disadvantage. Blam! That's a 10 for you. As we see him go to swing, and strange red energy manifests around his like arm and elbow, and he accidentally sort of catches the side of the wall, nearly breaking his fist on the attack. As he looks around at this strange bad luck all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Gron,
I'm
he
tough
tries to
like
claw
that.
Gron. Yeah. He goes to swing for the orc as well, but that red energy is blinding him. He's holding his stomach. This creature that eats death and life is feeling like it's gonna vomit from whatever it absorbed from you. Okay, that is his turn. Alcina, your turn. Just sort of making these wailing sounds at you.
We are going to. Yeah, we'll attack him. 15.
15 is the magic number, Alcina. How do you kill this giant hulking undead creature? As it tries to like lean down and grab you and absorb and devour you.
So it leans down, like swings at her, right? She kind of like ducks back, and there's this moment where she like throws her hand back. The sword like flings out of it, but almost like there's like a chain with the red. It like stops, and she whips it forward up into its head, sticks it in, and then jerks it back out with the red energy back into her grasp. Like,
as your sword flicks into the open, gaping, annihilating maw of this creature, it disappears inside as the creature sort of whips its head back in pain, and as you pull, we watch all that ren energy that it took from you whoosh, sort of whoosh back into the sword, into your arm, and sort of gather around your shoulders, and your eyes flicker for a moment. The creature falls to its knees, and before it even hits the ground, you're already on the move, ready to find your next target as it dies.
Yeah, she's gonna close the gap over here. 5, 10, 15. For here. This one's still restrained.
Still restrained.
We will add a psychic strike on this one.
Psychic strike.
That's a
22 totally hits. Add that extra damage. D8 plus intelligence. Let's see it. Big numbers. Awesome. That is 15 damage. Incredible. 15 hit points remaining. Alcina, how do you kill the second one?
Kind of like the same thing here, right? Like it's already gripped and crushed, and so like as she does, and she like runs in, the sword kind of glows, and she like lifts her hand up to like bring it up closer to her, and then just like skewers it straight through.
Incredible. Stab one, kill it, absorb the energy, run over to this one, slash right on through. You see both Gran and Captain Ray sort of looking kind of impressed immediately, and their sort of moment of fear that they had immediately gone seeing you take on these enemies back to back. Yeah? Incredible.
5, 10, 15. I can get here, so I can see everything.
Okay. Yeah, the only creature remaining on the battlefield is one of the guys down to the south. Kind of far, though.
Yeah, I can't reach. And actually, I do. No, I can't throw the
bonus
hairpin.
left.
I can't. Yeah, I can't throw the hairpin as a bonus action.
Okay. Right, because it's a also, you figure immediately these guys are undead. Poison is not gonna do like too much against them.
Nope, that is true.
All right, awesome. Gran is just going to use a double dash action and get all the way down there towards this one, but he can't do anything this turn. Twilight Sanctuary, 5 hit points for you there, Alcina. Oh, for Alondra, gotcha. And this
I think
one
I
is
forgot
assuming,
her.
No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alondra, 5 temporary hit points for you, and then 4
Thank you.
for Alcina. Okay, this guy in front of you here looks around to the both of you. Let's go 1, 2. Okay, 2. It goes for you, Alondra. Alondra, this creature reaches out with its hand and tries to draw your strength and life force away. That is a 12. However, your hit points will not be reduced. It misses entirely. It tries the same exact move on Gran here, missing him as well. Ayla, you, the creature that you were frightened by is dead. You are no longer frightened. You're no longer hearing that wailing screech. What do you do?
They're fighting that thing down there.
Yes, the only thing remaining is right there, and it's looking to both your orc and elf allies and trying to drain their life.
No, I was reading that. I think that's
Cool.
necrotic, so I can't do that.
That is necrotic, correct? Now, you don't know if the creature is fully immune or resistant at all to this damage. Could be,
Yeah, but
maybe
I'd
not,
rather
though.
do the moonfire because it's radiant.
Surefire, it's radiant, exactly. Here is a dexterity saving throw. That's a double 5, 7 damage. However, these creatures, would you believe it, the shadows of evil are vulnerable to radiance. Hearing psychic screams, these mutterings of madness and annihilation of the end of all worlds that these creatures put in your mind, you feel pain, the psychic energy. Finally, your mind is your own. You look to this creature, you conjure this energy. How do you finish this fight here, Ayla? How do you kill the last one?
She will like raise her hand up, and she's just like she's kind of like over being scared.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just gonna shoot him with the moonfire.
The beautiful energy conjures in your hand. You unleash it forward. It intertwines with itself. Usually what would be two beams that hit two adjacent targets unify into single empowered one. Impacting this one, he screams and is torn asunder, turned into fine dust. No trace of the shadow that once was. The battle is won. Everyone sort of pauses. Breathing heavily here. All of you are a little bit injured. Everyone took some damage during this. You guys realize that, like, hey, there's definitely something further along around the corner where these guys came from. If you want to keep the spells and the effects you have right now, you can just, crazily sprint into the next room and go see if you can fight some more things before your spells, stop lasting. Or perhaps you can do the cautious thing and take a short rest. Maybe leave, go outside, and take a short rest, hopefully, and come back in, continue to explore. But who knows if these specters will return by then?
I mean, I'm
I'm
still
gonna use
invisible. I can go take a look.
I'm gonna
For
use
1 minute,
my
yeah.
super duper deductive power and say, hey, that center chamber is no longer guarded. We should run for it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, excellent. You all can move yourself down into over here where you saw these creatures, and then you can move on up from there, and I'll describe what you see over there. Once again, as you guys sort of move on further, let me put your NPC friends over here. You look up and you see what looks to be a circular chamber. Multiple statues have been placed about the room, and at the center of it, you see two larger than the rest sarcophagi with engravings atop of their coffin lids. What looks to be a ceremonially dressed man and a woman. You cannot discern if they are human, orcish, or otherwise, but you see two of these individuals as you approach
Can we make
and
out
enter.
the language potentially?
You don't see anything from that distance at the moment, at least. Also, yes, further right, like I described before, the tunnel seems to have caved in completely. Alcina, as you look, and the rest of you guys, as you sort of enter. Oh, hold on, I put him in the wall. Gotta put him back.
Yep.
As you approach, you do see that this chamber does have another opening further to the right there. Looking about, while those creatures were guarding it, there does not seem to be anything or anyone in this chamber.
No traps.
With your insane perception, you notice, yeah, there is no traps. This place was not trapped, as you realize there's a lot of roaming undead around here. They would have triggered whatever was in here.
I want to see if there's any language or text on this.
You
Let's just
approach.
play,
Go ahead and give me an investigation roll, as you guys can, move into the chamber here.
Holy
Jeez.
wow!
Looking on about, you find that while there is no inscriptions or language here, behind the pillar to the top right, while inspecting this space or for anything symbology or secrets of any kind, on the statue to the top right, you notice that the sword that it is holding is not, like the other statues, connected to the statue itself, as if it could be like removed or moved from its grasp.
Can I inspect it? Is it like trapped? Is it a booby trap or something?
With your natural 20 for a 30 total there, you think that while it is not trapped, it is currently pressed into the platform before, which seems to be some sort of a pressure plate. So while you cannot see under the floor what's going on, you think that if you move this blade, which now inspecting with your crazy roll looks, you'd say, runically and magically enchanted, you might trigger whatever pressure plate it is currently pushing down onto.
I think this sword, it's on a pressure plate. It might reveal something if we take it.
Well, step back away from it. Like back, like over here. Step behind the sarcophagus.
Got to be more specific. Okay.
Well, if that's the case, Alcina will like pick up from behind the sarcophagus and she'll just reach out with her grasp and she'll grab the sword and pull it.
Okay, give me a strength check as you realize this thing is like lodged in there. Strength or int, actually, your choice, because you're using your sort of telekinetic power. Strength. Okay, you pull and pull, but you're unable to remove it from its sort of slot.
Were you even
You
trying?
realize that it wiggles just like a little bit, but it's really embedded in there, which I think Alcina like scrapes at your like like dungeoneer's senses as you realize like, okay, if this thing is like that well lodged in there and it seems to be some sort of magical thing, it's probably got some serious power to it. Whoever put this thing here probably didn't want it taken just by anyone.
I'll go back over.
Don't
If
don't
what-
touch it.
I'm not going to touch it. Can I look at the runes
I thought
inscribed?
you were going to say, like, can I touch it? You look around. Now, there doesn't seem to be any rune. Oh, you mean like on the weapon? Yes.
On the weapon, yeah.
You see like the depictions of like magical enchantments and power and strength that it has, and it mostly just speaks of like the power that it has. AKA, you're not able to without like touching it or having like identify spell to touch it with, or casting detect magic to get some more info from it. You're only able to discern like, hey, this is a magical weapon that does some powerful magical weapon stuff.
Well, do we have 10 minutes?
I mean, I can
Mhm.
use the one, the detect magic one.
Oh yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
can
true.
also detect magic in 10 minutes, or like I just have to
Yeah, one
cast it
lets you just
ritually.
do it instantly, and
Yeah.
it's not a concentrate. It's not like attunement, whatever. So, if you want to, Ayla, you can just flick the wand, and Ayla, you see the same magical runes. Ayla, go ahead and give me a Arcana roll. And Alondra, if you want to, you could help her to give her advantage.
Okay, I will help.
Yeah, Ayla, give it with advantage. Okay, nice. We'll call it a 19 there. Best you're able to tell, Ayla, this blade has some sort of. It's a little difficult. You're not an expert here, but best you can tell, it is a magically empowered sword, so like plus something weapon, right? Mechanically speaking. But you suspect this weapon has some either radiant or necrotic energies. Unfortunately, with your 19, that's the closest you're able to examine just looking at it with your magical sight.
Yeah, she
Okay.
would relay that.
Do we have a second? Can I cast? Oh, I got it. I got to touch it. Okay,
Identify
maybe
as a
not.
touch, yeah.
Identify as a touch.
Other than that, in this chamber are these sarcophagi, and they're just sort of sitting there. Like, there are nothing about them. Like, they seem to have been clawed and torn at. However, it doesn't seem like they've been opened. Whoever was clawing and tearing at them never managed to pop them open. No?
Can I
Additionally,
deduce?
one
Can I
last thing I was going to
deduce?
say, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
On the right there's a corridor to the right. There you guys see another circular chamber, and in it, a strangely shaped stone statue that even from this distance, you guys can tell from the top of it trickling down is a crimson red liquid.
It doesn't look like a statue of Groomsh, does it?
Give me a religion roll.
18.
18. Inspecting it closer, you can see that the fountain is shaped to look like multitudes of like berserking orc warriors trying to climb a mountain made of like swords and blades and axes, and they are like stabbed and cut and injured as they are attempting to climb this blood volcano. You realize, however, there is a faint red odor that doesn't look orcish rage red, and instead looks like that sort of almost like trickerous, envious, corrupted red. Once again, we have multiple like red motifs here, as the
red.
orcish. Yeah, exactly. The like orcish rage red is more so being replaced here, or like corrupted by that trickerous Vesh red. As Alcina, I think once again being very intelligent here, looking at this, you start to kind of piece some pieces together and think, well, maybe that Iraqi guy made his way in here with some help. And then turned this thing corrupted, or did something to it. It obviously was orcish or like groomsh in origin, but now it's like corrupted.
Ah. Huh.
Gron doesn't see this. He says, "That fountain, it has great power of the Lord of Violence. I think I am to drink of it to prove my strength."
When he goes to like move towards it, Alcina's gonna stop him. Just like,
Yeah, stops.
no, no,
No,
no.
but this is what it's all been
That's
for, no?
the power radiating off of it is the same as what Viraki is using.
He looks sort of shocked. But that spineless worm, how is this possible? My father drank of this, and he must have drank of this and come back to us strong, but he was not. He must have done something. You are right. I shall destroy it instead.
I don't think you necessarily need to destroy it. And she's gonna look back over her shoulder at Ayla. You're the one wanting to purify this land, right?
I could try.
See if you can
You
set it right.
are, but you are not a blood priest of Groomsh. Will your god not be angered?
Well, I mean, whatever this is, whatever they put here is damaging the people here. Has to be removed.
Very well. I shall aid you if I can. He says, I don't know how these rituals work, but I know one thing. He grabs a giant knife he has, runs it across his hand, and pours a bunch of blood into your hand. Like you're supposed to take it. Says, take this, my blood, my strength.
Oh, okay.
Your hands are
Thank
covered in
you.
blood now.
Thank you.
He nods like he did something very important.
She's not gonna get rid of his blood. Because she doesn't want to disrespect him. She doesn't know what the groom is, but she's gonna cast, because she knows that creature is Fey,
Mhm.
whatever it is. So she'll cast good protection, good and evil on herself.
Awesome.
Because she
You
doesn't
empower
want.
yourself.
Yeah.
Awesome. Ayla, first of all, do you have a spell? There's a cleric spell, a level 1 spell. Do you have a spell called Ceremony?
I do have ceremony, and I asked you if I could use it. Remember, and because I wanted to try to fix the hag, but you said that it wouldn't have worked. I do have it.
On her, perhaps, but this, I think you realize here, like, this is desecrated grounds. This is exactly what the ceremony spell is meant for. Otherwise, it would have been a series of checks that you would have to pass here. However, if you have the spell here, it'll make it much, much easier.
Yeah, I just don't think I have 25 gold worth of powdered silver.
Powdered silver is right. It's it's basically like a vial of holy water that you need for it, right? That said, I think you realize, well, here's the thing. If you take a look at the ceremony spell, one of its options is like, you can make some holy water. So as long as you can get some silver powdered somehow, you could perhaps perform the ceremony. Gron looks at you, says, what's the matter? Do you need more blood?
No, I need silver. Like powder silver?
Could Odo use his smithing tools and make some silver powder out of silver
Ooh,
coins?
very clever. Odo, go ahead and give me a smithing tools check here.
However,
Using...
first of all, I need 25 pieces worth of
Oh. Do we have any
Um,
silver coins around?
Yeah, I can give you some silver.
Okay, yeah, 25 silver is what's needed here. Awesome.
Okay.
You can mark that off. And then, Odo, go ahead and give me smithing tools roll here using either your wisdom to like keep eye on detail to make it as sort of as thin and sort of powder as possibly can, dexterity to use more of an aspect of like precision and doing it quickly and precisely, or strength by sheer strength and power to crush it into powder using your tools.
Dex it is.
Dex it is. 21. Incredible. Odo, it takes you a better part of 30. We'll say it takes you a better part of like 50, 60 minutes, like an hour, in which the rest of you guys, if you want to, you can take a short rest here while he turns silver coins into powder. You pack him in a little pouch and present him to Ayla. The rest of you guys, who want to, you can take a short rest if you want to roll some hit dice and such, but Odo, you spend most of this time making this happen. Additionally, I'll say, Ayla, because your Twilight Sanctuary would have remained for like a few minutes, I believe, right? Everyone, you guys can automatically have maximum possible amount that Ayla could have given you guys over those like 10 minutes, right? Because eventually she'll roll maximum and she has like 600 rounds to do it. So I think 8 is your max, right, Jen?
It is, yes, it is.
Okay, so all of you after the short rest still have 8 temporary hit points. But yeah, roll some hit dice there, get some hit points back if you need it. You get back whatever abilities you used on a short rest.
Channel Divinity.
Channel Divinity comes back. Nos. Okay.
Arcane recovery. Woo.
Arcane Recover, get some spell slots back. Awesome.
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gron didn't take too much damage. He's going to use 2 of his hit dice. Very high rolls, but big old barbarians.
Holy shit.
Big old barbarians. Okay, he's doing okay. 2 of his hit dice marked off. There we go. Captain Ray is just going to use... no, she needs to use 2 as well. She gets 14. Okay, she's mostly fine as well after that. Boom, there we go. Bam, 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 bam. Awesome. Hour passes. Short rest is had. Odo, you walk over to Ayla. You have the powdered silver ready, yeah?
Okay. And she'll start performing the ceremony. I'm guessing she'll probably like scatter it around this statue.
Yeah,
little by little.
it's an hour-long ritual. So you describe to me what does and you're performing like a ritual of cleansing, basically, of like purification, basically. Yeah. Go ahead and describe to me, like, as you spread the silver around, what does a sermon like this for someone who follows Moonweaver, and more specifically, what does it look like for Ayla specifically as a follower of the Moonweaver? What do we see manifest in this chamber that will attempt to cleanse this corruption? Is it a visual thing? Does she perform like musically? Does she speak magical words or sing perhaps? Like, what does this look like?
She would actually speak in Sylvan because she knows that the Moonweaver is from the Feywilds.
Mm.
And she would say a prayer, a Moonweaver prayer, while she goes around, and then little motes of like spectrals of light will come in here until this whole room is covered in moonlight.
Incredible. You see motes of strange pale moonlight begin to glint across this dark chamber here. Gron is wide-eyed, so staring in amazement.
And you kind of see like another kind of person, like it looks like it's almost like a second person hovering above Ayla with way longer hair. Looks severely younger than her, as if she's like aiding her with the spell.
We see this figure move their hands and arms in unison with Ayla here, who channels this power. The motes of moonlight now glow around the space like looking at a night sky in here. As Ayla, you begin to feel this red mist begin to rise from this here. As it begins to sort of manifest here as corruption, you begin to see faces in this red energy. This vile figure of extended limbs and hungry jaws, of these makeshift wings along her arms here as you begin to finalize this ritual, getting the attention of this creature that corrupted it in first place. It begins to push against your spell here. Ayla, go ahead and make me a wisdom check with your proficiency. Basically, a wisdom saving throw. You're not making any saving throw. This is just like what it comes down to in the bonus. 16. Okay. Actually, you have your protection from evil and good spell. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
Okay. God, I'm
Well,
rolling like crap today.
16 it is. You guys watch as this red energy begins to push back, and it becomes to it starts to begin to overwhelm Ayla. Ayla, you feel like beads of sweat begin to run down your face as this energy is a little too much. Your mind is unable to combat this corruption, and should you continue with the ritual as it is now, it will fail. The rest of you guys seeing Ayla doing this, do you wish to aid in any way? Yeah.
Can I? Is there any way that I could dispel magic, but particularly focus on the corrupted magic, like the mesh magic?
Sort of targeted, surgical, sort of precision spell magic here. Yes, absolutely you can. Go ahead and give me a intelligence check with your proficiency bonus here. So basically,
So
like your int save.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to. 20. Okay. As you approach, Ayla, as you're trying to focus on your spell here, as you're feeling your fingers sort of shaking and you're losing strength at the moment, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you see Alondra there, channeling her energy through you, as together the two of you begin to channel this magic now. This creature is sort of forced back. This corruption energy is kind of forced back for a moment here, as you feel them pushing and clawing, hungrily attempting to sort of reach out for you here. Both of you sort of focusing together realize you're going to need one final push against this energy here. Does anyone else wish to aid?
Can we see the thing?
I can certainly give
Yeah,
it a
you guys
shot.
see this like motes of some moonlight floating around, and currently in the middle of it, emerging as this like red shadowy figure, this winged female figure that is trying to like push and claw through this ceremony to rip her way, to basically like disrupt the spell, to stop it from happening.
Yeah, Odo is not a
Both
caster.
of you can absolutely. I mean, you can. It doesn't necessarily need to be magical, Odo. You can draw your blade and try to
You
duel
just start
this.
smacking.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I was actually gonna have the whip attack it.
Oh, okay, yeah. And Alcina, what were you gonna do?
You know what? Given that it's like part of Besh and everything, and I know this like weird like sigil gesture thing to like undo her power.
Oh, uh-huh.
I was gonna give that a shot and see if it might have some sort of effect on like her residual power.
Incredible. Alcina, for you, go ahead and make a religion or arcana check, your choice. And Odo, you yourself, go ahead and make me an attack roll with the whip. As Odo leaps in, begins to duel this thing. Awesome, incredible, 26. Odo begins to fight this shadowy figure that swings massive claws as he keeps dodging and rolling and moving out of the way. As Alcina, you begin to speak these words as you approach behind Ayla as well. Now, Alondra on one shoulder and Alcina on the other. Ayla, you channeling this magic. Alcina speaking the words, weakening this figure as it becomes smaller and smaller as Odo keeps cornering it and sort of moving out of its attacks and fighting it back here. Alcina's words, Alondra's dispelling, and Ayla's ceremony here. This figure is banished back and dispelled. The ritual is successful as the motes of light disappear from the space. And you guys hear this like victorious chuckle of a god of violence. As this energy from this well spreads and washes over all of you guys. Each of you, as players, I will allow you a choice, but what it manifests in the game is like just like the only thing that could have happened, right? But it will give you guys, the players, a choice here. You guys can either choose, as you gain a minor sort of blessing of Grunge. Even the god of violence knows a sense of gratitude at times. You can choose either to have one of these two effects. One is when you roll a natural 20 on an attack with a weapon, you can choose to once per day immediately take another attack against that target or another target within range. Or the secondary effect, whenever you have an enemy roll a natural 1 on a saving throw against your effect or a spell save, you can choose to immediately regain the ability you used if it is a resource of yours or a spell slot used for the save. As players, you guys can choose which of these. Some of these are a little more obvious for some of you, but some of you might be torn on what to take here. So that said, you guys, you don't need to decide right now, right? You can decide over the week if you want to, but if you're like, no, this is pretty clearly obvious of what I want here, you can grab it. Do any of you immediately have like the obvious choice you want to go for here?
Yeah, I was taking the first one.
So
First
many
one for
saving
Odo.
throws.
Okay, Odo, you take the. So I'll type these out for each of you guys here, and they will be yes, the rage of the ruiner here, allowing you to sort of utilize, sort of push your advantage once the enemy is weak, or to sort of gain strength from their weakness. Jess, what'd you say?
That's a tough one, right? Because like I have a lot
You have some
of
good
saving throws,
and you have attacks.
Yeah.
I mean, Alondra, you're sort of in the same boat as well
Yeah,
here. You have
I
saving
don't
throws
have
and you have attacks.
as many saving throws,
Mhm.
but because
Ayla,
most
you
of my
have some. I was gonna say,
spells are
Ayla, you have
attack.
attack rolls as well. You have guiding bolt, right? Inflict wounds, stuff like that. But you have a lot of saving throws as well.
Yeah, I don't ever really attack like with my
Or
weapon though.
alternatively, option number 3 could be no, evil god ruiner, I do not want your gift, right? And you refuse it.
You know what? I was gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want a boon or anything like that. I just wanted
Okay.
to help cleanse this.
Okay. Yes. The god of violence and bloodthirst, of murder and rampage, offers his hand to some of you, offers his blood, and some of you have the sort of sense to realize, like, this is a god of evil. I don't want such a boon from such a vile creature. But Alondra and Alcina, power is power.
Oh yeah.
Does it matter? Should you take it, or should you refuse it? Who knows down the line if someone's going to be able to sense that you have this vile power about you? So, what do you say?
Of course.
Yes, of course. Alondra never doubted it for a second. Alcina, what about you?
Alcina's gonna decline this one.
Okay, yeah.
As
The red
tempting as it
wave.
is, It's not. I don't know. It just doesn't seem of her ally.
Okay. You guys hear this like uproarious chuckle that spreads through a wave of red energy that makes you want to go into a rage to hit and destroy and break and destroy and break. But you're able to sort of wash it off of yourself, to push it away. Your mind clears. Alondra, power is power. It comes to you. You feel that moment of violence. And your already sort of crazy smile becomes like the crazy anime smile, right? It's like
Yeah.
way too big teeth, eyes way too wide, as you feel this power. Gron as well, like, rah, raises his axe and sort of like roars in victory here as he is empowered. You guys realize in that moment, of course, that is the blessing that these orcs that came back have had, this like empowerment. Zach, have you decided? Is it gonna be regain spell slots when people roll natural ones against you, or follow up attack after you roll a natural 20?
It'll probably be that follow-up attack.
Okay, I'll let you decide if you want to call it right here now, or do you want to like take some time to decide? Take a look at your list and all that.
I just don't have many saving throws, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I have
True, actually.
Fireball and Lovesick right now. That's what I've prepared. Everything else is
You
spell
also have
attacks.
your Earth thing,
That's a spell
That's an
attack.
attack. That's also a spell attack, yeah.
but it does trigger a saving throw.
I don't know if it does. I
No, it
think
doesn't. They
all
just
of
get
them are
knocked
just
prone.
like automatically they do stuff. Or maybe, I'm
Gotcha.
not sure.
No, I'm pretty sure that it's all just stuff that happens.
Okay, yeah, incredible. So attack roll one then.
Yeah, I think
okay,
it's more
I'll
of an
type out a
attack.
little thing and send it to you. You have a boon that says whenever you roll natural 20s, you can immediately take a follow-up attack as you feel this like red angry energy. Gron raises this. As this happens, as this wave spills from here, there is a rumble and shaking to the entirety of this space. As you guys begin to move your way out, I'm gonna need everyone to move out of that room to where you would be as you like rush out, as you begin to feel the whole place shake in this circular chamber to the left.
I have a silly question.
The
Yes?
big main one or the small one?
The big one.
Odo,
Excellent.
Odo doesn't want the blessing, but can the whip
Uh-huh.
drink the blood?
The whip could, perhaps. The whip begins to... So at least this is a thing that Odo allows it to do, because you see the whip like reach for the blood and such. Do you try to pull it back, or do you let it do
No,
whatever?
Odo's gonna let it.
Okay, the whip begins to sort of drink off this energy here. Odo, I'll say go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw. 21. Okay, because you are successful here, because of the super high roll you made here, the whip absorbs some of the energy, and now you feel it gorged with power. You feel that it is almost on the cusp of breaking through and unlocking some of its true potential. It's not quite there, but this plentiful, bountiful, godly blood has pushed it to the limit. You are now much, much closer to unlocking some of its potential. Ayla, if you can move yourself in the chamber, but not yet out of the chamber, and you'll see in a moment here why. Because as you guys feel this place begin to shake and rumble, you watch as a strange form begins to manifest in its center, lifting themselves through the floor right across the way there from Alondra. You see a withered, ghostly, yet still somehow flesh-made figure. You watch as their eyes glow green, a color not associated with any of this here so far. None of the shadows or the red harpy, nor Alcina's power, nor this groom's rage. Green, eldritch power. Vile, evil, corrupted power. You see this figure begin to rise. A look of a tired sleeper on their face. Floating skulls rotate around their head and shoulders. They hold a staff with a green gem in them. They lift from the ground below, but the moment they do, Alcina with your crazy roll from before, Alondra with your natural 20 on the investigation, this figure looks very similar to one of the two figures here on these coffins. As they rise, as this red energy is unleashed, they speak in a strange dialect of common that none of you recognize. However, those of you proficient in history recognize it to be a type of common that has not been used in 1,000+ years. This ancient king of some sort rises from the ground, speaks a word of horrid wilting and destruction. And as they apparate, you watch rising from the ground, gathering as these bones begin to fly and clatter and attach to each other. These orcish skeletons of numerous orcs that have died here before begin to rise as this figure rises from the ground. They throw their hand out, and all these floating green skulls around him begin to bombard in your directions with lethal intent. They speak in a strange ancient language that none of you understand, but can recognize to mean your doom is here, your death is now. I need everyone to roll initiative, please. To clarify, Alondra and Alcina, having looked at that sword before, you don't think this has anything to do with that sword. This, you think, had to do with the fountain. It seems like a one final sort of trap has been set in case someone comes looking to find out what has happened to this holy, unholy place.
I give vigilant blessing.
Oh, that's right. We forgot about that last time. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I completely forgot until I started looking at my list and I was like, oh my god, I forgot about that.
All good, all good? Who's getting the vigilant blessing?
I'll give it to Alcina.
Okay,
Is that
Alcina,
advantage?
reroll in the initiative.
Alright.
You roll again.
Try for a little higher. Little higher, not too bad. Okay, we have these orcish skeletons that begin to rise, holding massive great axes. They get a 15. And this creature here gets... Oh, I rolled in secret, but you should be able to see them in initiative. They are 9.16. They go last. Very good for us. Very good for us. As we see this ancient, powerful mage, Alcina, you immediately, you're a dungeon seeker, right? You look at this thing like, oh, fuck, that's a lich. And then you see flesh, and then you see ghostliness to them as you're like, wait, no, it's something maybe similar, but not exactly a lich. Lich is like ultimate horrible thing has happened in the exploring a dungeon, right? It's about as bad as running into a beholder, right? But you realize like, okay, this is not it. This is someone of maybe similar strength, but nowhere near like unachievable undeath power. So, we maybe stand a chance. That being said, you don't know who this person is, so... friends, as you see this creature rise and ready to attack, that's where we're going to end the session for tonight here. We have done it. We are successful. Gron has inherited that blessing. That thing that proves that he is worthy and strong in the eyes of Grumsh, that he can now challenge Araki Flamehand for the title of War Chief. Alondra has received the same boon, but the rest of you have been, while not marked, you have been in the presence of this blessing, leaving you with... potentially the same sort of signature when it comes to these orcs being able to recognize who is blessed and who is not. Perhaps maybe it is a greater strength to have that power offered and refuse it, or an insult. I guess we'll have to find out if we survive. Until then, friends, GG's. This was an awesome session. Super glad to be back in the mix of things. Hopefully we're back on normal schedule. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. That said, guys, I wanted to check something with you all. So, Emily's not going to be playing with us. I'll have a little chat if Jess's friend is interested into joining. If not, that's all right. We'll put a game up for like looking for players, and we'll add possibly someone else. If not, but Jess, you said your friend seems.
I mean, we can't do it earlier because Zach is, yeah. Okay, everyone, thanks for hanging out. We're still talking, and it's going to be a minute, but we're going to wait for the spawn to come over, and then we'll go see Chicken Burrito. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate y'all.
Da da da.